The Weekend Breakfast Show, 7am till 10am, Saturday and Sunday, with DJ Foz on Dorset's Riviera Radio.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's live.
This is Leicester Till I Die TV. Watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen on your podcast platform.
Oh, good afternoon. Sorry, I was just cleaning my glasses there. I thought if I did that, I might be able to see a decent game of football. Then I realised that it actually probably wasn't even my glasses. Good afternoon, young man. Tom, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm right, mate. I think like a lot of people in the chat, we see you all coming in. I think I'll be happy when this season's over and actually some World Cup football comes along in a minute to be a bit more positive in regard to what has been a pretty terrible football season. Well, today's kind of like seeing an encore for a band you've watched for 90 minutes. It's just been utterly dreadful. You're kind of like, we don't need the encore, right? We know what happens. We've seen this story before.
Yeah, no, 100%. And, you know, when was the last time that we thought we'd actually say that watching England would be pleasurable?
Yeah, I've never been that supporter, but I must say the last 2 years I think have got to me in regards to the lack of wins, the lack of playing football in a positive way, right? So I'm really excited, obviously, for England and Canada in this World Cup. So, yeah, I've got an underdog.
Got, dual supporting rights or whatever they call it, you know.
I do, and I get to fill the underdog role with Canada, so I'm looking forward to that.
Obviously, underdog role with England, but let's just say a quick few hellos. Simon is in. He says, "Good morning, chaps. Welcome aboard HMS. Oh shit, we're down. 5-0. Yeah, wouldn't it just be typical that 5-0 to Leicester?" Gray's in. Gray, how the devil are you, sir? I got to say, Gray always replies to my ex posts, and his comments make me laugh. You bring a bit of sunshine into my life. You make me titter, Gray. Thank you very much. Prashant's in. Oh, look, Elon Musk is in. Elon, how are you doing, Doug?
That bummed me out in the X group, Doug. I was like, why is Elon Musk in our predictions group for the weird?
Well, I saw it and I thought, what the fuck? Somebody's taking the piss. And now I like to try and keep politics and football as wide, and again with religion as well. I thought, well, if somebody's doing that, I'm not too happy because he's a bit of a controversial figure. And when I went and looked at the Twitter site, it was Elon Musk and all his stuff everywhere. It was only when I looked at the app thing that I saw it was Doug. So, hi, Doug. Welcome along, sir. Everybody's saying hello to everybody else. So, love the Julian Watch Show. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Well, let me tell you about a few shows we've got going on here that you can catch up on. Obviously, we're going to be doing the watch along today. We've come in a bit later because basically, who gives a fuck? Really? Who really is absolutely bothered about this team? But yeah, it is match week 46. Now I'm going to say, and I'm still absolutely fuming about this. Fuming. Prashant, look across the bottom, mate. Do you need your glasses cleaning, buddy? Look, Ricardo has had a bad season.
Yeah, it's probably 2 seasons.
Well, he had. Look, at one point he was sort of, in the Portuguese World Cup squad and Euros, and he had injuries, which, let's be honest with you, it's not his fault. He wanted to play more than he was this season. He probably didn't ask for the captain's armband, but was given the captain's armband. And obviously, what does it say if you offer the captain's armband and you turn it down? But it's one of those, James Justin in the Premier League when he had his awful last season. It was an awful last season with a little asterisk next to it, because had he been played in his strongest position, he'd have had a better season. But he was absolutely crap at right back. Whenever I was giving him like a 2 or a 3 in the ratings, it was always with a star because it wasn't his fault. And I very much felt like this, that the guy has given us the best years of his career. At one point he was being linked with Man United's, Barcelona's, and he stayed. He's not thrown his toys out there. He's not done a Tielemans. He's not done a Fofana. And it was his last home game, and we all knew it was because his contract expired at the end of the season. And I have to say to all those idiots on Facebook, I knew he'd be the first to leave. His fucking contract's expired, you morons. What did you expect? Oh my good! I sometimes look at some of these comments on, and I'm thinking like, if you've got an IQ above 5, you don't get a Facebook account. I think that's what it is. An X, it doesn't even go up to 5, let's be honest with you. But this guy should have been brought on and given a chance to say goodbye to the home fans.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, his legacy at Leicester is actually bigger than what we feel now in this moment, don't we? And Chris is on the drink already to celebrate it. Good job, mate. I'm not. I'm on coffee, but anyway.
Celebrating, but it's cold on my sore throat.
It will help Chris's voice. Yeah, he's been losing his voice pre holiday. Yeah, 8 years with Leicester, over 200 appearances for us. I mean, there was definitely 2 years in there for me, Chris. He was probably the best right back, not only in the Premier League, but in Europe before Trent Alexander-Arnold became like the big, who's what at Liverpool. I think Ricky was the best in the entire game. He was that good. And like I say, the mind's been willing, but the body's not been able. That's the sad thing about the last.
And it's not always his fault. It's not necessarily. I'm talking of the devil. He's now on the TV screen. I think he's on the. We'll come to the team in a minute. But he's in the starting, isn't he?
Oh, he's starting today. Yeah, which I expected. What
the fuck? This is why this guy is the biggest wanker. And we've had some big wankers with Rude and Andy King as manager. Love him as a player. Man, the manager, he was a wanker because he had the chance to do something and he didn't. We had Cifuentes. We're full of wankers. Why did he not think, I'm going to bring a Luco on for 2 minutes at the end of the Millwall game? I could have brought on Ricardo and let him say goodbye to the home fans and let him have a decent send-off. No, because this fucking wanker, who now has expressed an interest in this job, he needs somebody, please go and let his car tyres down. Oh, no, don't, because then he can't go, can he?
That's too far, Chris. Go, rein it in, bud. Rein in the rant. Come on.
No. If this guy is somehow picked as our next manager, I'm not doing the channel. I'm not, because I will give up. I don't think it's going to be him, but it better fucking not be.
No, if you think about this year, that you could use that word and probably line up with 5 or 6 different people involved with Leicester City Football Club, like they're in the usual suspects. You could have Gary Rowett there, you could have John Rudkin there, you could have Marty Cifuentes, Ruud van Nistelrooy even, and you could say, well, he's the worst of the bad bunch. He's not the biggest problem of it all, but he hasn't been the manager we've needed.
But he's the one that was brought in to change things.
Yeah,
and I think it might have been Simon Jordan. He made no difference.
No, no, not at all. No, it was like an
Oxford,
Igor Tudor replacement.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. When the guy came in for Oxford, in the short term, it made a difference. When the guy came into Blackburn Rovers, yeah, it's made a difference. And you could go on with the managers that are down there,
Mm.
and this guy, he came along, and he just saw us. I'm sorry, and I know he kept
Mm.
Oxford up last season, but he came for the money. He had no intention of doing anything.
Well, I think the problem is that I think the football club's learned a very heavy lesson this year. A lesson it needed to learn at the start of the year, Chris, which it failed to learn, and that was the standards that the club above any manager was setting out was a really rocky foundation for anyone to come into it. I think we've had managers going out on the training pitch this year, seeing people like Winks and going, "Wow, he's the guy I've got to put my hat on," right? And then obviously that hasn't worked out. That's the prime example of this, isn't it? Rather than getting in a manager who was going to come in and wield a knife and go, the standard isn't good enough, so you don't play. We've lacked that the entire year, and I don't blame entirely the manager's side. I think the club's had a hand in this as well.
Well, I actually put that to Rob Tan, and we'll come on to that in a bit. And he said that is not been happening. Now, there's very few journalists, depending the work for, that I believe. I do think Rob Tanner is one of the best ones. And he doesn't say anything just to get a headline. Because he does. I mean, he doesn't cover Leicester since we've dropped out the Premier League anyway, other than anything that's going to happen. I mean, I loved his quote was that the people at the Athletic said, "It's all right, you can come off Leicester now. You'll have nothing to report. They've gone relegated." And he went, "You don't know Leicester."
No, exactly. The Athletic does some really good reporting. They wrote an article about my hockey team recently, Chris, and the stuff they had in that just mind blew me.
Yeah. Well, I actually did. I changed my show when he came on, because the piece that he's done in the Athletic about Leicester City's demise, it is a very, very long read. It's one of those that you could, if you got it on tablet or your mobile phone, you can sit on the toilet and read. It's one of those, but it was excellent. It really, really was. But yeah, talking to these shows, please do go and watch them, guys. Last night I had Julian Lennon.
That would have been an interesting box-to-box defender, wouldn't it? Julian Lennon.
Oh my goodness gracious me! It's been a long season. Julian Watts, I had on last night, and he actually approached me and went, "Can I come and do a show with you?" And I thought it was really. I mean, I love the guy to bits. He's one of the best ex-pros. He should get more. What's the word I'm looking for? More exposure, because
he speaks really well, doesn't he?
He does. And I mean, he's only with us a couple of years, and he still coaches. He's coaches 17-year-olds, so he's kind of got a. And he doesn't duck it. I said, he had a bit of a moan about 4-2-3-1. I went, yeah, but last time I spoke to you, you said that you taught your 17-year or 16s they were then 4-2-3-1. You went, yeah, I did, But like he said, you fit the system to the players, not the players to the system.
Totally agree.
So do go and check that out. That was a really, really, really good show. We had a disco light show in the background that was going on and off throughout. And then there's the Rob Tanner one. And if you want to read his full script, A Cautionary Tale of Incompetence, Dysfunction and Decline. What a title! What a title to sum up Leicester City's last 10 seasons. And I have to say, congratulations to Leicester. Happy anniversary. 10 years ago today, you lifted the Premier League trophy.
Isn't it amazing how we could do this to ourselves as a football club? In what should be a time of complete celebration, maybe a mid-table championship finish, we've gone and shit on our own doorstep this season.
It's actually the 10th season anniversary, but it's actually obviously 9 years because we won it in 2016. But yeah, that is just typical Leicester. But guys, I've just signed up again for the Athletic. If you first look, it seems to be very expensive. You can actually pay for it a year in advance, and it costs you £1 a month.
Brilliant.
How cheap is that?
And also, to be fair to them, they got weight in their articles. Like any other sports articles, haven't got anything on the Athletic. They're very good.
No, they are. I mean, I read the football mainly, but it's not just Rob that writes Leicester's. Other people have written Leicester as well, and he gets involved in general relegation or promoting or whatever you. But no, please do for £12. It is worth it. Hi, Jeff, how you doing? And then look, what can I say about our Craig that isn't libelous? We had the in and out, which didn't actually go quite the way I was expecting. A huge sort of argument, but Reece didn't come on, so I guess that's why tempers didn't get too high.
I think a lot of people are tired now to argue, Chris.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. But it was a King Power in or out show, and what I love about Craig is he always does his homework, like yourself. You know, he's got he pulled his A4 pad of notes up. I'm thinking, God, we'll be here all night. But what an impassioned plea! So much so that I actually cut it out and put it up as a standalone video on its own. So do please go and check that as well. Right. Look, only Leicester City could take a shirt that's bright and pink and really happy and make it look fucking miserable, which they've been doing all bloody season. Whoever is in charge of their social media, it's probably John Rudkin, let's be honest with you, but he needs to go. He's got no fucking idea. Look what I can do with the help of a bit of AI. And then they come up with that. What?
I think it's meant to be artistic, yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, I'll tell you what, my toilet broke yesterday. At the moment when I insist on going to toilet, well, when I don't insist, when I have to go to the toilet, I've got a bucket next to the toilet because that's my flushing system. And I have to say,
a bit primitive down in rural Dorset nowadays, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You know, we're hopefully getting electricity next week.
I was going to say, do you chuck it out the window over the Aldi?
Yeah,
like Victorian times.
I tell you what, I'd like to bloody chuck it up at number 9, but that's another story. He's Italian, and I'll tell you what, if the Italians were as stubborn as him in the war, they might actually have won it. But anyway. The guy's a wanker. Let me just leave it at that. I'd sooner have a meal with John Rudkin. Thank you very much, Jeff. That is a very nice thing for you to say. Appreciate that. Thank you. And happy birthday, Gray. When is it your birthday today? I don't know, but whenever it is, happy birthday. I forgot what. Oh yes, so I haven't. I mean, that looks like something that my bucket of water hasn't flushed down the toilet, but artistic, well, that's open to thing. But I was hoping today that we would see some changes. Fuck's sake, we've got Starlarchik in goal. This is the way the BBC have done it. Starlarchik in goal. Back four, Ricardo, I get. All right, I do get that today. Suter and Vestergaard, I get, because we've not got no fucker else. Thomas, I get, because it's for exactly the same reason. Page and Winks. Where is Skip? Although I've said that, technically Winks is here next season. And can I just say, and I did actually ask Rob this, about his £90,000 a week wage that everybody keeps quoting. He's actually on less than half of that.
Yeah.
That was his Premier League wage. And if he goes down to League One, and if he stays, well, we are going down to League One, if he stays with us, he'll actually be on even less.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Which we suspected. Yeah.
Chowdhury on the fucking wing.
The BBC's got this wrong. Chowdhury will be the skip role alongside Winks. Page is going to be in the 10.
Well, I thought that, looking at that.
Yeah, the BBC gets this wrong. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't particularly want Chowdhury anywhere near the team.
Oh, me neither, but he's saying he's staying, Chris. So, oh, Christ.
God, probably because people are not daft enough to buy him. Sheffield United want him. We'll drive him there, But look, so we've got Chowdhury and Winks. Why? Those two, I don't know. Monga is on the wing again. In fairness, and let's see what he can do in this role, they've got Mavididi in the number 10.
Yeah, he's not. He's on the left wing, Chris, as usual. So they've got the BBC's got this completely wrong.
They have, haven't they? They
have. Yeah. I
Okay,
mean, Fatawu, Lascelles, and Ramsey aren't featuring because they're all they got fitness problems. So,
who knew? Who knew? I mean, come to Leicester, and you could be fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. After a week, you've broken a fingernail and you're out for a year.
Yeah, I know. Ramsey's been like that this year. I mean, he was off with that injury, then he got a cold, I think, for 2 weeks, and he hasn't come back in the team.
Hey, don't knock a cold. I sympathise with him with my man flu. So look, what I'm guessing is then Stolarczyk, Ricardo, Suter, Vestergaard, Thomas, Chowdhury, Winks.
Yeah.
And then I'm guessing that we've got Monga on the right.
Yeah.
Page in the middle.
Yeah.
And Mavididi on the left.
Correct.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to go out with a bang, guys.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing, isn't it, Chris? I mean, the thing is, there's no team he can really pick that's going to put anyone, like, Ray, well done, And isn't there a part of you, like I'm sure in the chat as well, that if, say, he went out there and put out a load of under-21s today and we won the game, I'd be raging. I'd be utterly raging we didn't do it earlier in the season, like we were all calling for, because the refreshment in the team was needed. The only good thing is now a relegation enforces that refreshment to happen, right? So hopefully this will be the last time we'll see some of these names on this team sheet. I'm looking at people like Vestergaard here, and I'd hope Hamza, but we'll see.
Okay, so Daka, his contract's up in the summer.
Oh, yeah, he's gone, thank God.
Why is he in the team today?
Well, he was out in the summer as well, Chris. I agree. I think Hutchinson should have started today. I agree completely. Yeah, I don't see any point why you wouldn't start Hutchinson or a chair.
Basically, what you're saying is that Gary Rowett is picking a team to save his own neck because he doesn't want to put out a load of under-21s who may win because Blackburn are safe. They don't want to hurt themselves. They've got holidays and World Cups to think about. So they might go out and win. But Rowett's thinking about his own fucking neck then. So I take you back, ladies and gentlemen, to that.
Well, he's never learned that Winks isn't the answer. He's more of the problem, right? I mean, but you put your hat on certain people and you'll live and die by those people. And let's be honest, he's pretty much dead because he's not going to get the job, is he?
Let's have a look at the substitutes bench, shall we? So, Silko Thomas, fair enough. Skip, fair enough. Mukasa, what the fuck? Why?
Yeah. What's the point now? Logan Briggs could go in there. Yeah.
Jordan James, love him to bits, but why?
Yeah.
We know we're not going to keep him. Kieran Gray, fair do, good one. Bobby DeCover Reid, all right, maybe you've got to have a bit of experience, and we have got him for another year.
Oh, I know.
I guess but I guess if he's played right in that number 10 role, I think to come on and kind of shore things up or whatever.
The thing is, you can't justify the money he's on for that, though, Chris. I mean, when money is becoming a big part of football, I don't like it. We don't like it.
He'll be on a relegation clause.
Yeah, but the money is still going to be over 20 grand a week for that in League One. It's unaffordable.
No, he may go. He may not want to stay.
I hope the club is ruthless. This is my point of all this. The club's got to be ruthless about this, because if you're Vestergaard on 60 grand a week, you're going to go down to 30. 30 is still too much for League One. He's got to go.
It is.
Got to go.
It is totally. Although we don't have PSR issues like we do everywhere else. As long as Rob was saying, and do check the Rob Tanner video out, he was saying as long as your owner is prepared to put the money in, that's all that matters. So we could go out and have Messi and Ronaldo and whatever you want there. And it's okay saying, so we've got Winks next season, we've got DeCover Reid next season. It's all right saying get rid of them, but nobody's necessarily going to want to come in and buy them.
Well, no, but we can hardball them now. I think we have to, because part of the problem as to why we're in this mess is because we haven't moved these people on. And also, they've wanted to go. Winks has wanted to go for a long time, Chris, hasn't he? I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, there's more ways you could do it. We can apply more pressure our end, and also we can kick his agent up the arse a bit more to get it done. The problem is a lot of them have got a good deal here. I mean, and that's the challenge we've got to try and get around now. And the refreshment of the club does not come unless we completely gut it now going into next season. If we're holding on to people like Winks on 40, 50, 30 grand a week, and there's a young kid coming in on 5 grand a week who's doing better than him and playing better than him, it's going to create a dysfunctional environment behind the scenes, which has been my concern all season. It is time we just ruthless with it. And you're part of the reason we got relegated. You're gone. We'll work it out. You're gone.
Let me put it this way to you. I mean, you've worked in retail. I've worked in retail. Let's say Audi have got an offer on. It's their own baked beans. It's five. It's no. I'm using the wrong analogy here. What I'm saying is what I'm trying to say is, if people aren't prepared to come in and buy these players,
yeah, I see what you're saying.
What can we do? We can't sell them. Actually, it's like
Pay them up.
Let's say Primark. They've got a suit for 500 quid. Nobody's buying it. 400. Nobody's buying it. 300. Nobody's buying it. They get it down to 25 quid. People aren't buying it because it's a fucking tartan suit. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the problem with the likes of Winks and those and Vestergaard. I'm sure if somebody comes in now and goes, right, we'll buy Vestergaard from you, we'll take it. We'd snap the hand off. Problem is, that happened with Cody, and of course the rumours were that we were still paying part of his wage after we sold him.
That's right, yeah, because he ended up halving his wages to go to actually no, a third of his wages I think he went to Wrexham on.
Yes, yeah.
The 25k he was on at Wrexham, he was on at 75 here. God, which shows you how mad we are.
Well, why did we when his contract was up anyway? Those sort of things I don't understand, but we know that. Bekovic is going at the end of the season, and yet he's on the subs bench. Ayew going at the end of the season, he's on the subs bench.
Yep.
Aluko, fair enough. I said to Rob and I said to Julian, you've got to be an idiot. Because if you're not an idiot, you do not even get into an interview for our... I'd love to see Claude off The Apprentice interview for our manager.
Yeah. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
He would fucking rip them apart. They have got no idea. Tielemans was running his contract down. Rodgers kept picking him. You had other players as well, I'm sure, and my mind's gone because I'm getting annoyed now. I was all right till I came on here. But you know what I'm saying? We have got to get rid of these players. Is it a case of we're putting them in the shop window?
Well, I think kinda. I mean, I don't know how good the shop window looks when Leicester City's shop window this year has been dirty and they needed a window cleaner for about 18 months plus now. I mean, you can't really see a lot of good.
Flies, I'll tell you what, full of dead fucking flies all over the bottom.
Well, that's right, exactly. I mean, the thing is that there's a good chance a lot of these players aren't going to fetch us fees, but the main thing is if we can get them off the books, that is the main thing. If someone wants to Vestergaard on the free transfer, maybe Copenhagen or someone like that goes back there for one final, just let them go on a free transfer and get the money off the books. There's going to have to be a lot of that. There's going to have to be, I think, some come to Jesus meetings, as I call them, Chris. And I think some people might have to be paid off, but we have to get rid of them.
That makes sense. I don't necessarily agree with paying off because, let's be honest with you, you're going to just have to pay them off the full wage, so you might as well keep them.
Well, you'd negotiate a smaller term, otherwise you wouldn't do it. But yes, you're right in that. Yeah,
but certainly free transfers, I think, is an excellent idea because I'm not going to pay Vestergaard 30,000. He's not worth 30,000. Well, you can have him for free. Ooh,
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, we're saving 4 or 5 million there then.
Well, exactly. That's it. You've got to view that outlay of money that is what's going to be saved, and we've got to get the club in line for next year. I mean, the average wage in League One is probably about £5,000. I mean, it has got more than what it has been historically, but the 10K mark for us is going to be our sort of territory. We go, that's going to be the average we're going to aim for. Things above that are going to have to be less and less, because right now, Chris, I think there's 4 of our players would be the entire budget of a League One side, mid-table League One side, not even a lower down one. It is crazy,
The problem is, though, as well, is that the players that we are probably going to be selling are the Mongers, the Pages, the Silko Thomases, not
Absolutely,
the Reece, Vestergaard. Factor who you think would go, and possibly Mavididi, but the ones that we want to get rid of aren't the ones that we're going to have clubs knocking on the door to take.
No, I mean, part of it is going to be selling players, for less money what we'd probably like to, but just to get the money in to be able to, sort out the rest of the team as well. I mean, that's the only good thing about this entire situation is we are being forced now to change. And it's something the fans and we've been screaming about for over a year now, about a change being required in personnel and especially players, especially ones that look stagnant. It is being forced on the football club now. It needed to be that. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's great what you're saying there. Kieran Maguire said the wages there on carryover to League One. It's who you believe. It's who you believe. I spoke to Rob Tanner literally Thursday night, so that's 2 nights ago. And I said about these wages, and he said, no, you might have the odd player here or there that's been there a while and maybe his contract said, but the majority, the 90 grand, and we quoted Harry Winks, was his Premier League wage. Not on that in the Championship, he said, and he won't be that on in League One. It's a case of who you believe. By all means, I've had Kieran Maguire on here, but, he will admit himself, this is, he's a professor. He teaches finance. This isn't his job, as it isn't ours. So it's a case of which side of the fence you sit.
It's going to be very dependent on individual contracts as well. It's not going to be a thing for all of them, which it probably should be.
The thing with Harry Winks, that's the one that tends to get quoted because that's the sort of the highest one. So I'm really, really. You may have guessed I've tried to hide it, but I'm really pissed off with this squad. It's like Ruud van Nistelrooy. He was another wanker. Why bring on Bernete on the last game of the season as a substitute when we're already down and he's leaving the day after to go back to his parent club? I don't get it. And
well, do you want to know the good news about this, Chris? I'm looking at the lineup now. You play this game with me as well. How many of those players are you going to see next season opening day? I can only see 2 there. I think will be in the starting 11 for game 1 of League One, and I think that'll be Suter and Luke Thomas.
Okay.
I think Hamza will go, despite him saying what he said. I think he will. There'll be interest.
I would like Suter to stay.
I think that's fine. Yeah.
I'm a big lover of Suter, and I only wish I'd had a pound on him to score a goal, as I said he would. Thomas, I can see him staying. Stolarczyk, I have a feeling about.
I think he might be sold. I think he'll go to the Championship. I think we'll end up with Vietes in goal next year. Funny feeling.
Cowdrey. Mavididi, I want gone. Daka will be going. I'd love to think that Page and Monga will still be here.
They're doing too good for England, though, aren't they? They're showing themselves to the England national team every time they play for them. I mean, and their net worth, I think, is 10 million for Monga and 2.5 million for Page. Someone's going to snap her arm off.
Well, Man United are after 3 of them: Monga, Page, and I think probably Thomas as well. Guys, get your score predictions in because we will be doing that in a second. But have you had a chance to have a look at this, Tom? Are we bothered? Do we give a shit who's playing?
I thought, well, one more time this season, I'll quickly take you through it. So there's one change for Blackburn today. They've got the same formation. It's 3-5-2, which we quite like, and they're playing today. They're only changing in central midfield. It's Barrage coming in, replacing Gardner Hickman. So, but yeah, the back three, Chris, it's written down in an odd order. So I had to go on the BBC and check myself. So yeah, it's
BBC, I'll tell you that.
Well, this is why I put you right about the Leicester one, because I always have to cross-reference between 2 to make sure I'm getting it right. So yeah, their back three today is H. dissection, McLaughlin, the captain, Cashin, and then they got right wing back Alabusu, who was really good at the King Power, wasn't he? That right back number 2 for them, just so much pace, really dangerous player. Ribeiro is going to be across on the left. The midfield 3 are going to be Forshaw, Montgomery, and Barrage. And Barrage, I actually recommended to Wayne, and I said we should sign him in the summer, and he ended up at Blackburn. And up top, 2 of them, Morishita and Ohashi. And without Ohashi this year, they'd be really, really up the creek, wouldn't they? So dangerous striker for them. So yeah, pretty strong team there from Blackburn.
Now, just to say, guys, a little bit different today because we don't give a shit. There's going to be me and Tom commentating together, but we won't necessarily. We'll probably end up talking about food, films, music, whatever. But please still do not, and I mean this, do not put any scores in, for the games, because I know it doesn't affect it, but them's are the rules. And if we bend the rules for one game, they bend them, and Gray will kick you. And if Gray misses you and I see you, I don't just kick, I ban. My kick is a ban. So,
and I'll be keeping an eye on those as the colour commentator, so I'll bring in the other scores to keep you up to date with the promotion race and the championship as well. So you won't miss it. All right.
So we're gonna, like I say, we're gonna try something a little bit different, because I don't think it's fair on either of us. I don't think either of us deserve to have to sit here and watch this load of shit on our own. You know what I mean? We've also got, I don't know, I think Wayne is going to be joining us at half time as well, which will give us a chance to nip off and have a wee each, taking turns. And just say, we're not going to have Jim's 3 things today. And I saw Jim popped up earlier. Hi, Jim. We're not going to have Jim's 3 things that he's noted, because we're going to do something different. So, and it will involve everybody. Not
exciting.
I know. It's like last day at school. Bring in Booking Bronco or whatever.
I nearly recommended we do fancy dress for this one, Chris, but I thought, I can't be arsed. It's been such a horrible season. I could have dressed up as Ron Burgundy from Anchorman.
I have got fancy dress on.
Because have you?
This is, and I'm pretending to be a championship football player.
Oh, mate, you look the part, definitely. Yeah, I think we both do.
Right, mate. Let's get some score predictions in. Go take us through what.
I'll take them through. Thanks.
When.
Yeah, get them in the chat as well, guys. Got a few in already here. So Gray has gone 2-1 to Leicester today. Gray's always going for Leicester, mate. Honestly, and happy birthday for a couple of days' time to you, bud. Cheers, Craig.
Before you stop, I'm forgetting. When is his birthday?
I think he said on the 5th, I believe, or 4th. I missed exactly what date it was, but it's a couple of days away.
But I can't find it now. No, carry on, sir. Carry on.
I'll carry on until we get to that. Craig's in. All right, Craig. 2-1 to City. Very good job there, Jeff. Blackburn 2-1. Yep, fair enough, mate. Andreas, good to see you, bud. 1-0 to Leicester. Mank Fox 0-4 to the Super Foxes, only because it means utterly nothing. Yeah, you watch Monga go get a hat trick in this one, but he's got a window to probably move in a minute. Wayne 2-1 to City. Shackles concrete boots off of Skeggy Beach calling. That'll be Chris next week. It's been Lanzarote. Blackburn 2, Leicester 2 from Prashant, last Desmond of the season. Paulo, Blackburn 1, Leicester 2. And I believe that is everyone. No, Keith's at the bottom there. Blackburn Rovers 2, City 2. A lot of 2-2s. And Nate in at the end there with a 1-1 as well. Good to see you, Nate.
This one is for you, Gray. Well, it would be if I played it. So we'll try that again. This one is for you, Gray.
Have a happy birthday from us to you.
Very well done, Chris. This is like the Phoenix Knights of football watch-along shows. It really is. I must press the button, guys, to make sure it works right.
I know. Hey, you should hear me on the radio. At least I can get away with that because people are actually watching me. They're just listening to me. What's your prediction, mate?
I can't remember what I put now, to be honest. I did it a couple of days ago. I'll stick with what I put into my prediction on the prediction group. So let me just quickly find it. I think it was a draw. Yeah, I mean, my feeling was it'll be typical Leicester game this for the entire season. It'll be a 1-1. So I've gone for a 1-1.
I wish I could. I think that it's at home. Blackburn Rovers are going to put performance for the fans. We don't give a shit. Let's be honest with you. You know, they are on the beach. Unfortunately, I'm going 3-1 Blackburn.
Yeah, but Blackburn are in a similar spot to us. Their manager's probably out the door because he's not going to be able to balance two jobs going forward, is he, with an international job with Northern Ireland as well?
No.
So I think they're both kind of two clubs in limbo. I think today's the end of two eras for both of them.
Yeah. I mean, can you believe it's come to this?
Unfortunately, there was warning signs the first game of the season, Chris, wasn't there? We barely scraped past Sheffield Wednesday, and I thought this team doesn't look entirely up for this battle, and it's going to be more luck than judgment and effort we get through this, and it hasn't worked out. You get what you deserve, unfortunately.
I was speaking to Julian Watts, like I say, last night, and the most annoying thing for me is that when you break it down, we can't just put your finger on the one thing that is wrong, because there's more than one thing that's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a shit cocktail made up of many, many different types of shit. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's not just one thing. Just interestingly, have you got any bold predictions for today, Chris, before we get into, because obviously there's some big other things going on in the Championship. I got a funny bold one. I think Ipswich might lose at home to QPR.
Let me have a look.
Have a look. See anyone else in the chat's got any wild theories for today? Because we obviously know he's relegated, but in that promotion spot, we've obviously got Derby might be able to sneak in with a win. Hull have got Norwich, and I also think Norwich will beat Hull.
Yeah, I mean, who could get second still?
Ipswich. Sure, I'll get the table up a minute here.
I'm just got it. Middlesbrough. You see, Ipswich are on 81 with plus 30. Millwall are on 80 with plus 13. Middlesbrough are on 79 with plus 25.
So it's one from three.
Out of them, it's only one from three. It's unlikely to be miserable. It's unlikely to be Middlesbrough. Sorry, any Middlesbrough fans. That was a point.
Away at Wrexham. So the games are Middlesbrough away at Wrexham. Wrexham probably need to win to get into top six. Millwall at home to Oxford, so they should win. Ipswich are at home to QPR.
Yeah, I mean, so you need QPR to beat Ipswich by 2 or 3, and then Middlesbrough to beat Wrexham by 2 or 3. For that 5-goal difference between them to be changed. So I don't think Middlesbrough will. I'd love to see Millwall go up. Yeah. I really would. Just to sort of, and especially if Spurs come down, that would be so funny. For me, the battle really is 4-6. Look, Southampton, Middlesbrough and upwards are all safe, obviously, in the playoffs. So, you're looking at the last place is up for grabs in the playoff. Wrexham is. Just realised I think I've frozen.
Oh yeah, maybe refresh. I could talk you through it. Wrexham are on 70 points with a goal difference of 4. Hull are on 70 points with a goal difference of 3. There's one goal between them, and then Derby are just hovering below them on 69 points. Yeah. So Derby just need to win at home to Sheffield United today, and hope obviously Wrexham lose to Middlesbrough, and then Hull are playing Norwich, who are in a 9th and just outside of this. But I think the thing is, Norwich and QPR, when they turn up, they play some good football. I don't think they're going to be. I think they're quite professional as well. I don't think they'll be on the beach.
Norwich would be happy with where they are in 9th. They can't go any higher. They'd be happy with that, considering where they were at the start of the season.
They could have made the playoffs. I thought they were going to sneak it. They've been that good the second half of the year, but only Southampton have been better.
You can't hear that, can you, by the way?
I can hear a little something, but it's very minor, Chris. Yeah, is that your telly?
You can't hear what's being said.
Not really, no. I can just hear like a little sort of thing in the background.
Right. So I can't be bothered with my headphones today. Birmingham will be disappointed in 10th, and we'll look at this more, I think, at the end and see where everybody's been. I could see them possibly changing the manager, to be honest with you.
Who we talk about, Birmingham?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they will. I think, and ironically, I think if he goes, we'll probably get Davies in here.
Yeah.
I think,
Maybe that's what I was alluding to. Preston usually doing what Preston done. They've ended. Sheffield United, look, they're in 15th. It keeps freezing this. We are going to have to help each other, here.
I seem to be okay. I just clicked on my things and everything seems to be okay. So I'm just trying to arrange my screen so I can keep an eye on the other scores as well right now. Are you hitting all the technical stuff here, guys, or how we make this work?
Yeah. Right. Well, they're all having the pre-match hug. So let me get this all set up.
Going to be an interesting day. It's a shame, obviously, we couldn't take this to a final day, isn't it? I mean, I said it. I said at the time, I know we're not going to do it, but I would have taken it a few weeks ago if we could just, take it to today and have a chance of staying up. But
right, guys, we're not going to put the timer up because I haven't got anything set up for that. I don't think.
Question, Prashant, they've got to play a playoff, against the third team because there's more teams being added into the Women's Super League top flight next year. So they are in a relegation playoff game against the third highest team in the second division. And if they win, they win the Premiership.
Do you think that's a record? One club getting two teams relegated in the same season?
Hey, how are Leuven doing? Didn't they get relegated as well?
I don't know why we've still got them.
Pretty sure Leuven were in big trouble as well. I think there might be 3 of them.
And then, of course, you look at Gary Rowett, and he's got 2 teams relegated this season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Leuven are going to go down. They're bottom, mate, of Group B.
How's that looking? Should we do that? Or
yeah, that looks fine, doesn't it? It's underway here, Chris. Are you underway?
No, I'm still clapping.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, do you want me to lead it then, and you happy being?
You go, mate. You go. Yeah.
Go, guys. Well, we're underway here. We're going to be kicking from left to right to start. Obviously, pretty in pink today, and what Chris is wearing. Blackburn have currently got the ball, and they're kicking from right to left. Looks like there's quite a few in Ewood Park today, which is a credit to Blackburn because they've actually probably had the lowest average attendance at times this season. They're not happy with their ownership either, are they, Chris? Really?
No, but they do get cheap chickens.
Do get cheap chickens. I mean, I'm not sure I want their chicken dog from the football stadium. I'm not going to lie, but throwing to Blackburn, throwing it back to their centre backs. They're definitely 3-5-2, like I suspected as well.
I'm way behind you here.
I'm on 47 seconds. Maybe you can switch it off and on again, bud. I was helping Jim out with some IT problems earlier.
I literally have just kicked off, so I'm probably about a minute behind you.
All right, no worries, mate. If you want, you can lead it, and I can stick quiet in the background. But it's up to you. Okay,
I can do that probably. Then that might be better. I'll just let the first minute play out. Well, do you? No, because if I take it on, it's still going to be different. I don't think it's a Sky game, is it either?
No, the 2 for Sky was QPR versus Ipswich, and I can't remember what the other one was. It might have been Derby.
It'll be up there. It'll be one of those, wasn't it?
Probably Wrexham, Middlesbrough, if I'm going to guess.
Yeah. So So we're going with me, guys, and I'm on 40 seconds. I tell you what, you take it for a few minutes, and I'm going to do something.
Yeah, no worries. Just to update you, Bristol City are 1-0 up against Stoke after 1 minute. Burzog after 1 minute. Blackburn start really strong here, though, guys, to get it back on the game. They're playing down the left-hand side with the ball, quite trying to overlap us. We've managed to shield them out. Daka's doing some chasing here into their half of the pitch. They're not afraid to chuck a long ball here. We're a couple of minutes into this, and Blackburn have already forced 2 long balls up towards our defence, which they're trying to battle for. And the ball's currently bouncing around in the central midfield position on the halfway line, and Blackburn are still retaining possession here. Leicester in 2 banks of 4 here. It looks like more of a 4-4-2, actually, with Page literally just hanging off the side of Daka here a little bit. Blackburn still got the ball, and they're holding it around the back here. It's interesting because I think with a lot of teams when they play Leicester, they know Leicester don't pose much of a threat, which is really quite a damning thing to say, isn't it? But I think because they don't pose much of a threat, teams are happy to hold the ball amongst the back and try and just kill some of the game. So after a couple of minutes here, it already looks like Blackburn are time wasting with the ball quite heavily here. And well said, Craig. Let's try and finish with a win today. And thank you, Scott, for that as well. If you could hit the like button, guys, we do really love that because obviously it helps get the channel around to more people. And I think Chris would agree. We've had a great year for views this year. So thank you all very much for being here. Leicester clearing the ball now, deflecting towards the halfway line again. Leicester,
so the timer is there, so everybody knows where we are. Shall I lead then because I'm behind?
Yeah. Mate, and I'm going to update the other championship scores a minute while you do that.
Yeah, so like you say, Blackburn just playing it around. I mean, Blackburn definitely, it is a kind of When they said they were increasing the playoff, I'm thinking, like, really? Why? But you've got games like this for Blackburn and Leicester. And all right, we're at the other end. Maybe they should have, 3 go down, and then the next 4 have to play, like with the women.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I think it should be. I think it does need reworking now. Just to quickly intercept before we get into this, Ipswich have taken the lead against QPR on 3 minutes. Ipswich are currently heading towards automatic promotion. And guess who scored, Chris? George Hurst.
Yeah, well.
And Derby have just scored against Sheffield United as well. And Middlesbrough scored against Wrexham. So Wrexham are 1-0 down at home, and Sheffield United are 1-0 down away at Derby. So currently Wrexham will be out of the playoffs and Derby will be in.
And so that's like 4 teams that have conceded a goal before Leicester have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Shows what happens when you've got something to play for, doesn't it? Yeah, Middlesbrough, I think it was Conway on 4 minutes, and that currently means Wrexham will be out of the playoffs.
Wow.
Fascinating day.
I don't know if we ever won in pink.
I can't remember. We must have won in pink, because didn't we win away at Derby, or did we wear blue for that one?
Could have worn blue because they were in white, weren't they? So
I always find it funny because normally the team will wear an away kit, and I always thought about it. It's like, well, if you're in blue and you're taking on red, why don't you wear your home kit? But I'm guessing it's to sell the away jerseys.
Exactly. I mean, remember when you only had one? Well, you had 2 strips. You had home and away.
Yeah.
And if your away clashed with, Chowdhury ends up on his arse there.
Shock horror.
At the moment, Leicester, I'll say Leicester moving forward. But when you come to think of it, actually, this is a game between 2 ex-Premier League champions.
Yes, that's right. Probably the 2 most unfancied Premier League champions, although to be fair, Blackburn at the time obviously had a bit of money behind them, didn't they? But yeah, I mean, it's amazing how we've fallen. I think we're 2 Premier League clubs, really. I mean, I'm old school. Well,
I have to say, when you look at Blackburn, it was Blackburn that I think started all the shit with the £1 million. I know they didn't pay the first £1 million. That was Forest for Trevor Francis.
Yeah,
but I also, that they were playing like Shearer, 5 million. If a team ever, oh my God, Vestergaard.
I know, right?
Just stands there, sticks his foot out, and goes, "I'll have that, thank you."
Watching Leicester this season, at times I felt like I'm watching the film Goal that was made in like the late 90s, early 2000s. It looks like they're trying to play football as if they're actors, but they don't look like footballers.
I know. But yeah, if ever a team bought the Premier League title, it was Blackburn Rovers.
Yeah, they were the first ones. Then Man City did it over about 15 years worth of
but they literally they just went out and bought. And fair play to them. Fair play. I'm sure if Leicester that long ball over the top from Chowdhury.
What is fascinating about the money side of football, as is that like it's wrong for a Blackburn to do it or a Leicester to do it. But if you're Chelsea, if you're Man United, if you're Arsenal, it's fine. It's almost like the pressure from these clubs on like it should only be us allowed to spend money. It's really weird to me. It really is, and the narrative in the media can be a bit like that as well.
I think a lot of it comes from the fans, though. To be honest with you,
maybe.
People say, "Well, Leicester, we didn't buy the league." Okay, I take that on board, but you try to send that to a Rochdale fan.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
we put together was still probably every player was on that whole team's Rochdale's team's wages together. So you can argue, no, we didn't buy the Premier League, but it's what you're comparing it to. It's like that old picture where the bird shits on the 2 below it, shits on the 4 below, shits on the thing. We didn't buy it, say, like Manchester City did, but Rochdale, Oldham, Stockport, and all of those.
If it mattered today, Portsmouth are currently beating Birmingham 1-0 as well. So if we were in a relegation scrap with them lot, still we'd be in trouble after 10 minutes. But interesting point on that is, What was I going to say? God, it's gone out of my mind now. But yeah, no, still like you said, they're still doing it now and no repercussions. Do you think, Chris, and I asked in the chat as well, do you think the fact we failed PSR has kind of like tainted the Premier League thing a little bit? Because it kind of feels like when before we were kind of like everyone's second team because we weren't spending lots of money to win the Premier League, right? And then obviously we get slammed with these PSR things later and it's left a bit of a bad taste. There seems to be that shift in narrative. What do you think about that, Chris?
I think that shift in narrative came along when we when we sacked Claudio Ranieri.
I think you're right. Actually, that lost a lot of the positivity towards Leicester, didn't it?
It did. It did. Now, I'm going to say that. I mean, I had a, and I know I've defended Jason Cundy before now, and I will defend it. Excuse me, but on this occasion, I had a real go at him because. I was on the show, the Sports Bar, and he said, like, how dare you sack Claudio Ranieri after what he's done for you? And I said, well, how dare you sack? Was it Mark who won the Champions League for them?
Oh, you mean the Europa League? It was it was Ange.
No, it's the Champions League.
Oh, for Chelsea. Oh, you mean oh yeah, I thought you were talking about Tottenham. Yeah, no, he's a Chelsea fan, isn't he? Yeah, it was Di Matteo, mate. Yeah.
Di Matteo. And
Ipswich 2-0 up over QPR.
And they they sacked him the following season. And he kind of was like, he hadn't thought it through. But yeah, I think we did lose a lot of. I mean, he had to go. He did have to go. There's no doubt about it. Leicester at the moment. Oh, God Almighty! For God's sake, Daka just runs the. That's like me playing FIFA. You know when you got to play and think I'm going to run down the line. You don't. You just run the ball out of play. That was me controlling Daka then on FIFA.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good, does it? That probably sums up Patson Daka, doesn't it? You know, he literally runs towards the line there to keep the ball in play and kicks it off for a throw in. It's just bleak. The level of football has generally been quite pedestrian so far here. 10 minutes in, guys, very pedestrian.
It has. I mean, again, we put just before Daka ran that out, we actually put quite a nice little move together of one-touch passes.
Yeah.
But we didn't go anywhere with it.
No, it's unpenetrative, isn't it? I mean, this has been my biggest complaint this season tactically about us. I think the players on paper, when you look at the names, you can go, they can play football. The problem is how they've been playing football. There hasn't been that desire to make penetrative passes like that. If you lift that idea of the game and the nice passing, the nice 1-2s, and then turn the volume up and then make sure it's happening more in the final third in the penalty area, I think we wouldn't have had a problem this year. But we've just really struggled to do that. And at times, we just look generally unwilling to do it. It's really frustrating.
Well, I can't remember if it was Rob I said, or I think it was Rob, but possibly Julian, that if we'd have had or given a chance for some strikers other than the two toss-pots that we had up front, we would still be in the Championship.
Well, I think you're probably right. Yeah. I think that's been a lot of the problem. I mean, if you think about when we had the problem with conceding goals, Chris, the team that was nearly equal to us in conceding a similar amount of goals over those games was Middlesbrough, and they were second at the time. Yeah. The difference was they were scoring 4 goals when they needed to.
This is it. I mean, I've always said when a new manager comes in, you're replacing a manager that's been sacked, probably because you're losing. And how do you lose? By conceding goals. So the first thing you want to do is actually, tighten up at the back, but it doesn't matter how tight you are at the back if you're not putting them in the front. The best you can hope for is a 0-0. Yes, and you're not going to fight necessarily with 36 points.
Yeah, and it's been 4 games this season. We've scored 3 goals and we won 3 of them. Okay, the one against Southampton we didn't, but doesn't that show you that, like, if we'd actually focused more on scoring 3+ goals a game, we'd probably be in the top 6.
At the 30 points that we've lost from winning positions.
Yeah.
In fact, it could be more than that now because of the Millwall game. But if we do that, we'd be in the playoffs.
Well, exactly, and the problem is, Chris, is that when we've had games we've been 1 or 2-0 up, the players have kind of gone, "Oh, we've done it. Don't worry about it. Pass the ball around the back now for 20 minutes." And then a team like Oxford comes up to you and just starts getting in your face, and before you know it, you've thrown it away. The Southampton one was a prime example of that this season, wasn't it? And talking to Southampton, they are winning away at Preston 1-0 so far in the latest.
They're doing their bit, aren't they? But they're
already in. They're already in, no matter what.
They are, yeah. I would say they're already there anyway. But
I'm just going to look at their team, actually, see if they've rotated for this one, because obviously they know they're in the playoffs, aren't they? Oh, no, they've gone pretty much fully straight for Southampton. Fair play to them. Yeah, that's full strength.
I think you have. Well, who are they playing?
Away at Preston.
I mean, they're in 12th. They're not going to go anywhere because I can't remember where I had this conversation. I don't think I actually had the conversation. I think I read it or listened to it. And you say about putting the young. I think who was I talking to? Maybe it was even Rob Tanner. People will tell me if it wasn't, because I can't remember what I said this morning, let alone 2 days ago. But when nothing's happening in the game, by the way, Blackburn Rovers have just put a ball in that would make. Somehow they managed to keep hold of it.
For 15 minutes, it's been 7 minutes of Leicester trying to do a little bit of breaking down, 7 minutes of Blackburn trying to do it, really, hasn't it? But nothing's really got on target yet. Yeah, sorry, Chris.
I think when the passes do arrive and they've just played it out now, tried to play it through Blackburn and just played it out. And I think it might have been Rob Tanner, is the fact that when we're screaming to say, right, put all the youngsters out, problem you've got is, who are you playing and how is it going to affect other teams around you? So if you put all your youngsters out and let's say you get stuffed 5-0, that can mean that somebody else, 2 of the teams that are around you, one of them might stay up, one of them might go down. It's not like you do it in a cup game. It doesn't matter because that's a one-off game. So if you put the youngsters out, like Arsenal always used to, fair play. But if you do it in the league, and I hadn't thought of it like that, really.
No, it is a fair point, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, the end of the season as well, in particular. And you talk about how obviously it doesn't matter in the cup, but the FA for a while was quite hot on it, weren't they? Pretty sure they fined Ian Holloway at one point when he was at Blackpool because he rotated his team, and ironically, he said it was rotated, but it wasn't like they weren't going to play because some of those players ended up playing Saturday for the game against Wolves, I think it was. But so no, they do get funny about it. Yeah, so I think that is a very good point to think of when you're dealing with other people's destinies as well a little bit. Yeah
it is. I mean, the thing with Southampton is they're winning, aren't they? Now if Middlesbrough were to lose, Southampton will go up to 4th,
which will change their playoff drawing.
Exactly, yeah. And I can't remember what it is, to be honest with you, but I just looked at the bottom of the table. Why did I do that? Next season, we are going to be the team with targets on the back, aren't we?
Yeah, and this is the problem we got. I was just speaking to my brother-in-law a minute ago, and he's a Spurs fan, and I said, he was talking about their probable relegation, and I said, the problem you've got is you're going to have the same problem we've got is you're a target next year. There's no team against Tottenham that's going to do anything else apart from go low block and just go try and beat us, and then we'll try and counter-attack you. So I said, you've got to be really worried because this isn't your football. And that's the problem Leicester have found. This isn't the football you're prepared to play. And if you can't turn up and do it, you will become the next Leicester. So, yeah, it's very difficult. And I think the Championship and League One, they formed their own identities really in the last 5 years in particular and become much more difficult for you to navigate if you're newly into it, right?
Chowdhury's just gone and taken a Blackburn player out in the box. Thankfully, it was the Blackburn box, not ours. I don't know if he actually caught the Blackburn player's box itself. No, he didn't. He got the leg.
It's amazing. He's so sloppy, isn't he, Hamza? He's just sloppy in everything he does. Even how he walks, he's sloppy.
Yeah. I was speaking I love Julian Watts to bits. He has got such a great sense of humour and he's so self-deprecating. You know what I mean? He doesn't build himself up. And I said, not defecating, definitely not
self-defecating. That's what Leicester made me and you do this season, self-defecate every day.
Yeah, that's probably why my toilet's broken. Can I just say, don't worry, buddy, I've got a plumber on the way. Not today, unfortunately, but and I was joking. I said, I was talking to him like, for those of you that don't know Julian, he was a couple of seasons with us. He was under Martin O'Neill, etc. And I said, looking at this, Julian, I said, the other team, who did you play for before he's joined Leicester.
Oh, I know. Sheffield Wednesday, wasn't it?
So I said, well, the other team that I used to play for is Rotherham, and they've just got relegated to League Two. And I'm like, bloody hell, it's Julian Watts' fault. That's why we've got relegated.
A scary thought for you, Chris. Julian Watts was in the first ever Leicester game I watched when I was about 10 years old. I went to, when I was 10. Make Julian feel old if he watches this. I'm now like bearded, you know?
I remember my favourite picture of Julian Watts is, I think it was the Crystal Palace playoff final. And he walked out as they do on the strip from the Wembley end. We walk out to the pit, and it's a long walk from one end to the centre, and he looked like he was shitting himself. It was when we had the Walkers shirts with the white, they had the collars on and the white bit V there, and it was literally like 3 sizes too big for him. He was walking in this huge shirt, and his face literally looked. It's a goal kick to Leicester, brother. Oh, is it? No, it's a something for Blackburn, I think. But he looked like the poor guy was shitting himself. But his claim to fame as a throw-in. His claim to fame, was it? Fucking make your mind up. Yeah, it is a throw-in to Blackburn. His claim to fame was the fact that he headed the ball over for Steve Clavish to shin it in.
Oh, yes, of course he did. Yeah, against Palace, yeah.
Well, I thought he did. He thought he did. But now he's beginning to doubt that it was him.
Really? Why?
Yeah. I don't know. Because it came in from the right, and he was a right winger. Well, they played 3 at the back then.
Yeah.
Interestingly, please go and watch it. The guy, I know a lot of people sort of preferred it when I had Steve Leinitz on and what have you, but this guy, he's still coaching football, as is Steve. He's easier to get hold of than Steve, I've got to say that. Tried to get him on, 6 messages, no reply. The odd thumb, and then he ignores me. But the guy was under Martin O'Neill, and the interesting thing is, he said he's been embarrassed, but I mean he kept it very low key on the show before we went live, and in the chat before. Literally, he was fuming. He messaged me and said, "Can I come on a show? I need to talk about this."
It's interesting because he's not the only ex-player who's really got annoyed about this season. You see what Ian Marshall's been posting on Twitter, and I love Marshy, because he said it. He used to work for the club as well, and he's been saying it, hasn't he?
Yeah, I put a thing up about somebody being a wanker and thinking he actually liked it. I'm thinking, bloody hell, Marshy, I love Ian Marsh. He doesn't care.
No, he's a great Marshall, isn't he? Yeah.
Big Everton fan, obviously that was his hometown team and he played for. But so like I say, it obviously calmed it down a lot when he came on because you expect him to do that. But the interesting thing was, he said, no way would this team get away with what it's doing if Martin O'Neill was manager.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we've questioned this, haven't we, Chris? And we've said I think part of the problem has been they've hired the wrong managers. So not just once. And you can get away with maybe doing it once, but then you've got to replace them right the second time. I think the last 4 appointments have been terrible. I think anything post Enzo just hasn't worked, has it?
No. And look, I mean, this is what I said to him. If anybody wanted to watch the match, sorry guys, you're being disappointed because there's nothing happening. It literally is like nothing's happening, is it? It's boring,
No, to summarise what it is quickly, just the players run around for a couple of seconds to make it look like they're playing a football match, and then they suddenly just stop and start walking and trying to pass the ball to each other.
Yeah. Or they fall over. They fall over to give themselves a break. Jeff, you are so right. He has got... Of all the ex-players, and I've spoken to loads of them, anybody that knows me knows on the channel, he's got the best sense of humour. He really has. But look, I forgot what the point I was going to say now was. He said Martin O'Neill, he said that wouldn't have happened at all under him. You play for 96 minutes. If you're 1-0 up and it's in the 90th minute, he said, it doesn't matter. You don't sit back on that. You go for it. See what I watched the other day? You might remember this. Derby County 0, Leicester City 4. Do you remember that game?
Oh, yeah, we were forward up in 15 minutes at Pride
Yeah.
Park.
And all headers. Marshy, in fact, got one of them.
He did, yeah. I remember a big Emil's one where Emil came charging in and headed one in. Yeah,
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Mark Poom in goal for Derby. Those were the days.
Yeah. Chris Powell was in their team. Steve McLaren was their assistant manager at the time.
Yeah, Jim Smith was in charge, wasn't he? Remember Jim Smith? Yeah.
Yes. Corner coming in from Leicester. And
another good news, Coventry are winning as well against Watford 1-0.
And it's pumped back in. Header up. Oh! I have to say, probably the best move of the match.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? But we still didn't look like we were going to score, unfortunately. But it was the best effort.
Yeah, I mean, the goalkeeper, there was a corner. Well, in the attack leading up to that, the goalkeeper came out quite a way to the right of his goal, punched it, it kind of spun out. The corner came in, and I was about to say what an awful corner it was because it went over everybody. It was clipped back in, and I think it might have been Suter again. I'm just showing it now. Winks with the clip back in. Yeah, Suter. What couldn't we have done with this guy all season?
Yeah, I was thinking about this earlier because obviously he had such a good game last time out, and everyone was going, "What would our season look like if he played, like 46 games? Maybe he would have scored more from corners." I mean, because he does look like he's good at that part of the game, doesn't he?
Well, he does it so much for Australia when we break away there and we last pass, we get the fucking ball away again. Do you know when they practice? Do they know who their teammates are? Do you think?
I'm guessing they wear different coloured bibs like we would at school.
That might confuse them then. That when we come out on the pitch, just then we just give the ball away so easily. Oh, hang on, is that Silko Thomas just climbing down and going for a run? Yeah, I'm going to put my neck on the line here, and everybody's going to go absolutely mad at me. I can't heap that much blame on Steve Cooper.
No. Okay, explain.
Okay, I know you're going to ask me to explain this. And I can't put a lot of blame on the board for appointing him. We just got promoted. Let's be honest with you. It did get a bit squeaky bum time towards the end, but we got promoted as champions. We became champions of the second tier for the 9th time. On our own, the most successful team for getting championship wins. Not promoted, but championship wins. Manchester City and us were both on 8. We'd got a manager that had been speckled with pet dust. Now, I'm not saying that Enzo would have kept us up, but I think we'd have put up a better fight. And that was very last minute when that happened. So the board was suddenly like, well, we've got this plan for, even if they'd got 5 lined up, they wouldn't have expected Enzo to leave then. But he left, and he left very quickly to go to Chelsea. And look, as annoying as it was, what happens with that, Enzo? You don't get offered those jobs all the time. And if he stuck with Leicester and we got relegated, he probably wouldn't have got one of those jobs. So I understand you go. Then Cooper comes in, and I wanted Cooper, and I think he was the best option to try and keep us up. Because he didn't necessarily play 4-2-3-1 blindly all the time. He did try different things. You can argue that the players he brought in were. Sorry. No.
Watch your TV a minute. Yeah.
Leicester. Is it? Oh.
Chances for Leicester, guys. We're finally getting into this a bit.
Yeah. I mean, it helped by the fact that the Blackburn Rovers player fell over, but it was
two of them fell over.
Yeah. Did they? Oh, yeah, they did. It was like synchronised falling over.
Louis Page has half of England to run into, and it was a good shot on goal and a good save, wasn't it?
A good shot from Mavrididi. Corner comes in. Let's just see this corner. It's headed down again by Suter. How did that not go in? It's pumped back in again. Surely! No!
On the line, off the line, blocked on the line from a Blackburn player.
And then Monga puts it nearer to the goal, to the corner flag, I think.
Update from Wrexham. Wrexham have equalised. Wrexham 1, Middlesbrough 1. The playoff hunt is still on.
How did that not go in? And
And
Monga.
Hull are losing to Norwich 1-0 at home. We thought about Norwich, didn't we? But yeah, to go back to Leicester, yeah, that was the first real spell. It's taken 28 minutes or so, hasn't it? But a couple of big chances there. We should have scored one of those.
Blackburn was scrambling then.
Yeah.
But yeah, look. So Cooper comes in and Cooper says, I'm not going to get blamed for playing youngsters and we get relegated because we, no experience. So he did go out and buy, unfortunately, the AUs, the Dakova Reeds and those players. So I'm not saying that was his best move. But Ipswich went out and bought all the youngsters. We both ended up going down.
I think the problem with the Cooper appointment for me was that it was a complete departure from the style of football we were playing under Enzo into becoming a Cooper side. And you talked about earlier at the start of the show, Chris, where a manager's got to come in and pick a shape and a style that fits that team, right? We appointed a manager who was going to have one way of doing it, which was going to be more defensive minded. Except the one thing we're terrible at is when we're having to focus on defending. We've actually been a much better team under the Enzo style of trying to outscore teams and not looking so much on that, as being the big foundation. And I think that was where we went wrong. I think we departed too far away. I'm not saying that we needed to go for an exact replicant of Enzo, because I don't think we could have found that either. But I think we should be a bit more
with the appointments afterwards.
Yeah, I think we should be a bit more pragmatic. I think Cooper was one thing too far. It's like going from Pep Guardiola to Allardyce overnight.
But the problem is we didn't have much time, did we? And that was down to Enzo. And when
but once again, you put it on the club and go, Brighton always seem to know who's coming next, don't they? So why didn't we know who was going to be coming next for us?
Because I think because you'd got Enzo who didn't want, his plans were in place. Vestergaard gets an extended contract. I'm going to build my defence around him. You're not going to America because I want to do tactics with the team. And then you go off to Chelsea, you go to America. And like I say, to me, and unfortunately, I do honestly think it was the fans that got him sacked. And you know what? I get the fans going, he'd got that Forest link, but, what gets me is didn't want him because he's come from Forest. Well, you wanted Wes Morgan. You wanted Martin O'Neill.
I think it was. I don't think it was just that. I think it was also the football completely changed and what we were doing from the year before. And I think that was quite a negative football. And I think when you add that into it, then those noises about Forest are only going to increase. I think if he'd come and played Enzo ball and done it well, it wouldn't have mattered.
No. But again, I don't think even with Enzo ball would have stayed up. With Enzo himself.
Probably not. That's going to be the biggest unknown, because the interesting thing about it is, you can view it as, okay, we were a newly promoted club and, we're probably going to have to do it the hard way of staying up. But we were a Premier League club 2 years earlier. We were comfortably a Premier League club 2 years earlier. If we could have kept a lot of that recipe, then maybe with the Enzo ball, we might have actually finished maybe 15th or 14th. It would have been a different way of doing it. It's the thing we're never going to know. And just on another championship update for everyone, Hull have just equalised against Norwich. So the playoff race is well and truly on there. So we've got 2 draws going on for Wrexham and Middlesbrough at 1-1. Then we've got a Hull 1-1 with Norwich. And in the other game, it is going to affect it. Derby are winning 1-0 at home to Sheffield United, which means, Chris, at the moment, if I'm not mistaken, Derby are in the playoffs.
They are. They're 6th.
They're 1 point above them.
I went all them because Leicester had a good break, but the ball, if it had gone through, I think it was possibly Mavididi again, would have got it, and who knows whether he'd have scored or not. But unfortunately, trying to put the ball through, it hit a Blackburn player and just rolled up to the goalkeeper. I have to say, and I hate saying this because I feel the commentator's curse coming on, but to me, there's only one team I think that looks like it's going to score at the moment, and that is Leicester.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, we know what Blackburn do, don't we, Chris? Blackburn will be more happy to let us do this for a little bit, and there'll be a counter attack from their right wing back, and he'll burst through everyone, and we'll be 1-0 down. That's what happened at the King Power Stadium earlier in the season.
No, it will always happen. Sheffield, who is Sheffield Wednesday playing?
They are at home to West Bromwich Albion, and it's currently 0-0, I believe.
It is. Sheffield, please. West Brom, you're safe. Even with a points deduction, you've not gone down. Let Sheffield Wednesday get the win. I want to see them just with +1. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? It'd be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. Chris, I'm going to grab a break for 5 minutes. That's all right, 'cause I need to use the little men's room.
Well, I hope yours is working.
Mine is working, unless I have a bad go of it. I'll be back in 5 minutes, all right? Now that you have a break for half time.
Yeah. On another shot there from Page. The shots are coming in. I have to say, we look like, the more likely. XG, it's 0 for Blackburn, 0.58 for. They've had no shots and we've had 10. But I have to say, a lot of the shots have been. It's not a case that we're taking long shots. It's a corner to Leicester. I think Page is taking it. There's long shots, but they are actually on target. But they're just throwing bodies and everything in there. Ball's coming up, it's headed out, and that could be a goal kick now. It is. So Leicester really are dominated. They've had 2 touches in our box. We've had 17 in theirs. Stolarczyk not had a save to make yet. Their keeper, 4. So Leicester are definitely on top. I know what you're saying, Nate, but surely how could you not respect Ruud van Nistelrooy? I'd say Ruud van Nistelrooy deserved more respect than Enzo. But Enzo, better manager. Crashank, yeah, I agree. We didn't do bad again. Oh, God, again. What was that off Monga? Monga's having an awful game. I agree. Again, we were the better team against Millwall. If we hadn't conceded that last minute goal, the problem we have so often is I forgot what I was going to say. There obviously wasn't. It basically is making the dominance count. Well, stats that Millwall are gone ahead against Oxford. Millwall 1, Oxford 0. Our XG's just dropped from 1.58 to 1.21. We've had an extra shot. I don't know how this works, to be honest with you. You can dominate, and how often have we watched games where one team has dominated and then the other team's come out and bagged a last-minute goal against the run of play? That happens, unfortunately. Now Blackburn got space on this near side. Cut inside. Shoots! Oh, that was a shot there from Blackburn. Their first shot. And it was on target. Stolarczyk went down, but he couldn't hold it. But Vestergaard came in and booted it out. Throwing quickly taken by Blackburn. So we're looking at 36 minutes. And one shot and their XG's just gone up to 0.04. There you go. That's how it works, guys. And now it's a corner to Blackburn Rovers. Blackburn Rovers have suddenly decided to wake up. Stolarczyk didn't hold on to it. He did have a good game against us, didn't he? Yeah, Vardy on Netflix, 12th of May. In fact, thank you for that. I'm going to put that in my diary. Where am I on the 12th of May? Oh, I said that. I haven't got Netflix. You know what I mean?
What have I missed? Anything interesting?
Yeah, we had another effort that was saved. They've had their first effort on goal after 36 minutes. Stolarczyk bundled it, and Vestergaard put it into the stands.
Well, I think what's interesting, Chris, as well, is you said about Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because the commentator, Sheffield Wednesday 1, West Brom 0, and Millwall have taken the lead against Oxford 1-0.
Yeah, we saw the Millwall. I said the Millwall one. Come on, Sheffield. That's what we want. Just saying, in this game, first shot on target, 36 minutes for Blackburn. Or first shot, I've got to say, even when it's on target. We've had 11 shots, 4 on target.
11 shots?
Their XG was 0.04. Now, it was 0.00 before. They are defending in numbers, Blackburn. Out for Blackburn throw. Our XG is 1.36. It's a Brexit split on the possession. 2 touches in our box. We've had 18 in theirs. And more importantly, 12th of May, Tuesday, Vardy's on Netflix.
Yes. Sorry, Vardy on Netflix. Oh, you
Yeah.
broke up at the end there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that documentary.
Yeah, I think we all are, aren't we, as Leicester fans?
I'm quite surprised it's been lumped in as like a series of UK documentaries. I thought they were going to do it as like its own thing, but it'll be a start. There'll be many more of them, I'm sure.
It was going to, at one point, it was going to be a film, wasn't it?
I don't know. I guess maybe a film is still in the works somewhere. That might be a different project. I'm not sure, but Netflix obviously had a right to do something, and this is going to be it, isn't it? They do good documentaries, though. I like the one they did called Trainwreck, and it had Rob Ford, the ex-mayor of Toronto. That is well worth a watch on Netflix as a documentary. He was a fascinating character. Huh?
It is money, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, exactly. Especially when you've got a story to sell as well.
Yes. And it's another corner. Blackburn, Suter's having a good game, I'm going to say. That the corners, they are piling up here for Blackburn Rovers.
This is what Blackburn have really sort of turned into under O'Neill. They've become very good at game managing a little bit. You could tell earlier on, Chris, they weren't very eager to go at us too early. It was like, let Leicester have the ball, let them run around with it. And then all of a sudden, as soon as we've opened the game up a bit, like say, have 11 chances or 11 shots, Blackburn have then started to turn up the volume their end, but they've been well rested. And, it does make you wonder.
I say that. They've only had 2 corners.
No, but both look threatening.
Oh!
Both...
Another shot from Blackburn, thankfully straight down the throat of Stolarczyk. They've only had 2 corners. Well, that does
make you question the set piece coach again. That's 2 corners, and both of them look very dangerous.
That's that. I don't know who the biggest banker is, our set piece coach or Adam Sadler. I hope he goes at the end of the season.
Yeah, we definitely need to change a lot of the coaching up, don't we? I think a lot of the problem's been with the money constraints we've had. The club has held on to certain things. Big update. Wrexham 2, Middlesbrough 1. They've turned it around. They were 1-0 down. Wrexham have now gone 2-1 up on the 41st minute, and it's my name saying it's Sam Smith who scored.
He's come down. I used to like his records.
I know. Well, be careful. Is it him? You got to be careful how you introduce this person.
Well, this is very true. I used to like its record, shall we say.
It's amazing because there's nothing I can say that won't sound offensive to try to explain that situation. It's like trying to talk about Middle Eastern politics right now. It's like danger, danger, danger. Don't do it.
Exactly. Yeah. I'd love that guy, if it's Sam Smith, to walk out onto the pitch in his. Remember that black rubber suit thing he was wearing?
Oh God, I've seen the picture. Yeah, that's scarred in my brain of how has humanity got to this point.
I know. Wrexham now are back up into 6th. They've knocked Derby out.
Yeah, Derby are doing what they need to do. They're still winning, but if Wrexham, obviously with a point of advantage over them, just get their job done, it'll be all Wrexham. It's just the goal difference, isn't it?
Yeah. And at the moment, I thought by winning they would actually get a point, but Sheffield United, are on 0 now.
Oh, Wrexham 2, Middlesbrough 2.
Oh, this is...
We're watching the wrong game, ladies and gentlemen. We're watching the wrong game.
Yeah, it sounds it. Having said that, there's a free kick as Mongo is brought down. Mongo obviously playing on the right wing. Oh, he just left his foot trailing there, the Blackburn guy.
My 1-0 is looking pretty decent as a score prediction for this, so it looks like it's going to be a draw, maybe even 0-0. Also, Sheffield Wednesday are 2-0 up now, Chris, so you've given them some good luck.
Come on, Sheffield.
Imagine how we'd be feeling right now if we were in a relegation battle with West Brom and they were 2-0 down away at Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. And look, I know I'm not a Sheffield Wednesday fan. There's clubs you love, hate, or don't particularly care for. Either way, I kind of like Sheffield Wednesday. They're in my life spot, and I always find I'll just see what happens with this free kick. Won't be a second. It's going to be a short one by the look of it. Is he going to play? No, now he's moving back. Louis Page, I think it is, that's going to take it. Left-footed, hand up, chipped into the box. Oh, and it's headed clear. There's a head on it, but it wasn't a Leicester head. And it's gone off the Blackburn player for a throw-in. I always like the manager. I like the football team if I like the manager.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't tell me why. It's just if I can't stand the manager, then I don't like the football team. That's why I'd never used to like Manchester United. But Fergie was different. When he retired and when you heard him speak and what have you, it was completely different. And I get that to the guy that was the manager. I also, if you got friends who support a team.
Yeah, exactly. You got that affiliation, yeah.
Sorry about that, Paul. But the guy that does the podcast for Talk Sport 2, the lower league ones, is it's again corner comes in, but it's headed clear by.
Blackburn. Do you find, Chris, if it's like a two clubs in a city, for example, you end up liking one and not liking the other? Because I'm like that. I like Dundee United. Don't particularly like Dundee. I like Sheffield Wednesday. I don't particularly like Sheffield United.
No, I don't really. I never thought of it. Never thought of it like that. I do get where you're coming from.
It's like if it was Barcelona, I'd choose Espanyol because I like Espanyol over them.
Yeah, I hadn't, like I said, never really. No, I don't.
No, fair enough.
It's like Manchester. I hate both.
Yeah, that's true. I don't like either Manchester team. What team in Manchester do I like? Does Bolton count?
Oh, well, it's Greater Manchester. You got Bury. There's a few there. Salford. But yeah, let me tell you this. Who am I going to be seeing in October? Only King Kevin Keegan.
Yeah, you got to go down there with your phone and try and get an interview for the channel, Chris.
I'm doing a meet and greet.
Oh, cool. Get him on the channel.
I will give him. Well, he's obviously had cancer problems.
Yeah.
So I will. Unfortunately, I haven't got any cards. I could probably get some cards made, couldn't I? But Moss Side.
Moss Side Rovers, that'll be the team.
They can't play away at Moss Side because Moss Side, the coach, wherever it parked up and get its wheels stolen. Yeah, so they can never go away. At a point, actually, I'll get some cards done, yeah. And put my numbers on them. And I'll give him one and try and get him on the station.
Yeah, good idea, Chris. Be one of those people that hands out your card when you introduce yourself to people. Yeah, be one of those. Yes. Is it half time with you yet, or are you still?
I'm a minute. I'm guessing it is with you.
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm just looking at the half-time scores everywhere else right now. Coventry are 2 up, but everything else is as it was.
I didn't even realise talking away. I think they're walking off.
I think that'll be your sign that it's probably half-time, Chris.
Oh, no, because, when they're showing them close up.
Yeah.
So you don't know whether they're walking to take a free kick or whatever. But no, it is half-time.
Right, I'll take you through the half-time scores a minute while we wait for Wayne here.
Please
so half-time, Blackburn 0, Leicester 0, guys. Bristol City 1, Stoke City 0. Derby 1, Sheffield United 0. Derby are doing what they need to. Hull City 1, Norwich 1. Ipswich 2, QPR 2, similar to Derby. Ipswich are doing what they need to confirm the automatic promotion. Millwall 1, Oxford United 0. We got Portsmouth 1, Birmingham City 1, Preston 0, Southampton 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2, West Brom 0. A nice day at Hillsborough for the home fans at the moment. Swansea 0, Charlton 0. Watford 0, Coventry 2, and Wrexham 2, Middlesbrough 2, but they're into 5 minutes of added time.
Wow. Hartlepool are non-league, yes.
Yeah, sadly they got relegated, didn't they, a couple of years ago? Yeah, they haven't got out of it either.
No. Anyway, let's talk of the devil. Well, I can't talk of the devil because he's not there. But
it's a green screen. What is going on? What was that you had over your screen then, bud? It was like a green rag or something.
I've got a sticky note. Finished painting fences.
Oh, I thought he was going to say put trousers on before camera. Just to remind you not to be in front of the camera. Yeah.
I thought it would have been saying hide the toilet roll.
That's mine.
Oh dear. Well, I went for a couple of massages, but they didn't come with happy endings, mate.
Let's have a look then. How did the teeth get on, sir?
What teeth?
You went to Turkey.
Yeah, for a holiday, mate.
No, you didn't, did you?
Yeah, for a holiday.
So you're having your teeth done.
You also thought he was getting his boobs done. You said everything in that chat group.
I'm pulling your leg, mate. I was pulling your leg. It was 23 degrees over there when it was like 13 degrees here, and then yeah.
Oh, I see what you like. See ya. Anyway, so where were we, Tom? Before we were rudely interrupted. The thing is, Tom, I don't know what it says because I thought, he doesn't need his teeth doing.
Oh no, I certainly do. Next time you go, find out where I can go get mine fixed, Wayne. No, it's on my hit list to get the new American or Turkish style jobbies to make them all look pearly white. Yeah.
Well, it's been random. I've not been watching the football. I've been listening to you guys doing your chat.
You've not missed much, mate, because there's not been anything going on in the football matches.
Like
Gray has said, it's half time, but nothing's really happened.
There's us and Charlton, I think. There's only the 2-0 in the whole game. Question is, guys, why the fuck are we kicking off at 12:30?
Oh, final day championship stuff, innit?
It's got to be TV because the Premier League's on at 3. I don't know.
I guess abroad they can show more games at 12:30, can't they? So it's to get around the 3 o'clock blackout, probably.
Right. Well, I'm off to have a wank, so I'll see you in about... Oh, excuse me.
Careful, don't do that while doing the other thing. You might choke yourself.
Oh, exactly.
Chris, please don't come back having an ice cream and white stuff down your tongue.
No, this is what I'll be eating: Lemsip and Lockets. Get rid of the old man flu. Right, guys, get to have a talk for a bit. I shall be back in a few minutes.
All right, mate. Let yourself out. I'll let him do all the admin stuff. There he goes. Wayne, welcome back, mate. Let's talk about Turkey. How was Turkey, mate? What did you do on your holiday? Was it cheap beers? Was it cheap kebabs?
Yeah,
talk us through it, mate.
Nice to eat. It was nice weather. But ironically, the weather got nice here, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, it did, mate. Yeah, down here in Devon, it's felt like blooming Florida. It's been amazing.
It's been unbelievable, mate. Yeah, just went away with a couple of friends and, really nice, mate. Sometimes only when you have a breakaway, you realise how much you need your breakaway, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly, mate. Yeah, I'm definitely due one. I've got a holiday at Christmas, but that's a long way away. I might try and get another one in before then. But I guess we should talk about football briefly, Wayne. What's your thoughts on the first half then, bud? 0-0. What do you say about that?
Yeah, I think we played well, to be honest. I mean, Sutar, I made loads of notes. My notepad's on the setting, actually, over there. Yeah, Sutar running out with the ball, crossing the ball, organising the defence and the midfielders on set pieces in our own box. If we'd have had Sutar all season, my goodness,
Well, yeah, I mean, I was thinking like this, and a lot of fans were saying it after last week as well, weren't they? Like, imagine what he'd have been like having him all season. It'd be nice to have had the option, wouldn't it? Because I think there's been times this year defensively where we go, this isn't working, that isn't working, and I mean, that is something hopefully we can take into League One if he's still around. I mean, he's still on quite a decent pay packet, isn't he? Unfortunately, it depends really how much the club is going to, get these players over. I mean, what do you think of Monger and Page then, mate? You're a big advocate, especially for Monger, as we know on the channel, right? You got the pink shirt of his name on it. What do you think of their performances so far in this one?
I think Monger's still not in a game like this. He really should be sort of taking people on. I think Page has played brilliant there. And I put in the chat, when you watch Page, you're thinking he should have played more minutes.
Yeah, he moves with the ball well, doesn't he?
He's just really intelligent. He looks after the ball. He lays a simple pass off. And it's just coulda, woulda, shoulda. I think that's a shame of this season. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's saying that Suter, for instance, has showed up our defenders. For somebody like Suter, a lot of fans wanted him out of the club and says he's just not good enough. He's just shown everybody up to be rubbish, really, because he's just come back and he's a really good championship defender, but he's looks fantastic compared to what we've had all season.
He does. I think the worry is, and it's understandable, is the injury side of it, because it's been over 450 days since his last game of football when he came in to the last game against Millwall. And the problem is, of course, we're a football club that's got this sprinkled everywhere in the club right now. We had it with Ricardo, you've had it with other players, like Ramsey, and there has always been this, I think now, this concern about the medical side of the football club, because are we identifying these players who, all due respect, you get to a point, and it is a short career in football nowadays, Wayne, isn't it? If you have that injury when you're younger, it really puts a lot of pressure on your future career, I feel, because especially if it's like, your Achilles or something, or, your metatarsal, or one of these big injuries, a lot of players don't come back the same way. I think that's where a lot of the concern for Suter has been. But I mean, the only worry we got now is, how do you feel about this? Is if he does stick around, can you really back him to stay fit? That would be my worry.
Well, that is the only question mark, because everything else he's got, hasn't he?
Yeah, because I said the same about Ramsey. I think if Ramsey had played more this year, I think we'd have got more points. But the problem is he never was fit to play, so it was pointless.
Yeah, and JJ, if it had come off when he first pulled his hamstring, he might have only been out for a week or so. Yeah. But then, so these injury things, I do think that is, as management, you have, I think I do criticise the manager for not dragging him when he did that.
Me too.
That is standard. I'm sorry, that's if you've got head injury protocols, then there is a protocol for somebody who pulls up with an hamstring. You don't let them playing.
Well, you'd think the club would at least have that pretty well connected, wouldn't you? Or you'd like to think so, because you're only going to be as good as how close all these departments are—the medical department, the scouting department. The coach is actually making the team, and organising the group. You're going to be as good as those things being pulled together, And it does seem to me that we have a problem with regards to Seagrave and the medical side of it. So, look, I'm really happy for Suter, but I'm not concerned long term still.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Just to with further to that point, So with the medical stuff, when we've signed these players like your Ramsey and Bertrand and those sort of things that on paper that could help us out, but the injuries just stop them being a part of the squad. That is a concern as well. That's a bit of a joint. I'm thinking it's a bit joined up there.
I think it is, mate, because I think it's interesting. There's certain clubs that won't sign a player. I think it happened with Nabil Fekir once. He was about to be Liverpool's big signing before Mo Salah. The problem was he failed his medical and they went, we can't do it. Back in those days, that season, he was probably one of the best wingers in Europe. The next season, he got injured and we've never seen him since. I think the problem is Leicester haven't shown discipline.
Yeah.
Does it not make a difference whether we also, like with Bertrand, we signed him permanently, where with Ramsey he was on loan?
Oh yeah, there's a little bit of that, definitely. Excuse me.
But you got Lascelles as well, so there seems a theme of signing players that potentially can help us out, but ultimately injuries are just not letting them feature regularly or they've not featured in enough games to really help us swing the season. Really.
Let me play devil's advocate. and I get your point, Wayne. Let me play devil's advocate. Would Ramsey have been sent out on loan, and would he have come to us if he'd been fully fit?
No, his premier, as Tom said, his premier quality.
You know,
I mean, when you watch him,
yeah,
100%.
I still have a problem with us signing him, though, because we needed people who could actually contribute. And it was very apparent the group needed refreshing. And when you're on a real tight budget, you've got to get it right. You literally leave yourself with no safety net. You've got to get it right. And the club didn't, I don't think. I think in hindsight, Ramsey was a busted flush.
Because how often has he featured, really, since his injury?
He hasn't.
No.
No.
I mean, why did we keep him? I guess Burnley might say, well,
Marty spoke
facilities.
About this somewhere. Marty Cifuentes was under the opinion that if they sent him back, they weren't going to bring someone else in, so he kept him.
No, I can understand that to a point.
But it shows you the problem with the club.
Whatever I say, look at that. Still, I'll get me mini cheddars and the red Leicester ones. Yes.
All the injuries added to a disruptive, non-regular, which is, you need regularity to build a quality and strength. And I think the changes that's another thing that hasn't helped our team at all.
No, I'd agree with that, Wayne, totally. While Chris eats there a minute. Yeah. I carry on, Chris. You're ready, mate. I just spoke for you. Carry on.
No, it's all right. This is lunch. When you look back at I think it's Seagrave. I really do. Look back at the Premier League winning season. How were we for injuries that season?
We were superb. I mean, Jamie Vardy pretty much had a busted arm all season he was playing.
Yeah. We had the Cairo, whatever it was, went in and got your nipples frozen off. And then we moved to Seagrave. And there's more injuries come from training than actually come from the pitch.
It's interesting because Arsenal had this problem for a long time. And a friend of mine actually filmed at Arsenal to do, I think it was a Nike advert or something. And he got to talk to some of the players. And he'd been to a few different training grounds. And he said the interesting about Arsenal's was the pitches were rock hard. He said the rest of them he went to, like Chelsea and he went to PSG, they were absolutely golden, these pitches. They were brilliant. But he said the Arsenal one was just rock hard. And he wondered if that's why they were getting so many injuries. Could we have similar problems?
We've got we've got a wet pitch, we've got a dry pitch, we've got a soft pitch, we've got a hard pitch. We've got all these different pitches. And I'm going to say, just very quickly, see if you agree with me, guys, if he'd stayed fit, and this was the one time we didn't take somebody on because there were extra injuries. Yes, because I think we'd have stayed up if we had anybody that could score fucking goals more than Daka and Ayew. Am I wrong, guys?
No, I mean there's a lot of woulda, coulda, shouldas with this year, isn't there?
Yeah.
Players are on the way out, guys. So I will see you at full time. We don't really give a shit what happens, do we?
Well, I was trying to think what is the angle for today's show, and I was thinking if we see maybe a Luco, or something, we see something there. But you just don't know what we could take into next season, do you, boys? This is the thing; it's the unknown.
Exactly.
Could this be another game where we get 20 odd chances and don't score a goal?
More than likely.
All right, mate. I'll see you at full time. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Just a quick one, Chris, because you probably haven't seen it yet. There's a change for Blackburn at half-time, and we've got Cantwell coming on. And also, they're making two changes. Carter's on as well. So, it's typical. Oh, no, it's Wharton, I believe, has come on for Blackburn. Sorry. I didn't quite see who's come off. I'll check in a minute. But it shows you, once again, Gary Rowett's not the first one to make a managerial change. A substitution.
We hope you can make a managerial change. That would be nice.
Yeah, but there we go.
I got a bit confused there. Have Leicester made a substitution?
No, Blackburn have made two at half-time, which sums up the entirety of our season. Yeah, I'm just going to confirm who came off. It didn't say, but Cantwell is on.
Zero came off for Cantwell, and Montgomery came off for Gardner Hickman.
Oh, Gardner Hickman's number 5. I thought it was Wharton. No worries. Cool.
No,
so that's like for like in midfield.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I get confused. Montgomery was on, and Gordon Hickman, he's number 5 that's come on. Yeah, well, the second half has kicked off. So what's your favourite flavour of crisps?
Prawn cocktail. Prawn cocktail. I like a prawn cocktail. I know, it's a weird one. I don't like prawns, but I like prawn cocktail. I'm weird.
Now, I mean, this is, and I'm only joking. I should have said this while Wayne was in, because I discussed this about, we were talking about John Rudkin yesterday with Julian, and I said, just because somebody was successful before.
Just been a chance for Blackburn, everyone. The substitutions look like they're making an impact there, Chris. They've come on us early there, haven't they?
They have. And I forgot to set the clock as well.
You set the clock. I'll talk us through that. So basically, there was a shot well parried across. It was a shot across the 6-yard box, which Jack had parried out to like the edge of the penalty area, and there's basically a whole goal to aim for Blackburn, and he somehow put it wide of the near post. So basically, we're very lucky it's not 1-0 Blackburn.
Well, and again.
Yeah, second chance just past the post there as well. Ohashi that time looking dangerous this half. I think they've had a talking to at half time. Gray's in there with a ham and mustard. If anyone's in Canada, all dressed chips, all dressed crisps. They're beautiful. That's all the meats, Chris.
I haven't got the clock up on the fucking. Oh, again, that was Thomas. He didn't even clear the ball. Wow, that was Thomas. He just puts his arms up. Well, I haven't got a timer on, so I can't say how many minutes are gone.
Yeah, I think we got the same one we're watching, bud.
No, I was said that with John Rudkin, yes, all right, he was there when we had the success, but that doesn't mean you're going to be successful forever and ever and ever.
No.
That's why share prices go up and down. And what I said was, I used to love salt and vinegar crisps. Growing up, they were my number one. Now, I'm not so keen on them, and apparently I've upset Wayne.
Oh, really? Is Wayne a salt and vinegar guy? Is he?
Here we go. We're back up. He's a salt and vinegar guy. Yes.
Yeah, not for me. Only on fish and chips. Not on crisps.
There we go.
If you want something acidity like as a crisp, then why don't you just buy scampi fries?
They're quite nice.
They are nice, but I think that's kind of better than salt and vinegar, you know?
And my favourites now, I'm torn. I must admit, I've got. Can I have an equal first?
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Smoky bacon.
Oh, but it's a bit overpowering, Chris. It's nice, but I'm with Jim. Prawn cocktail. Yeah.
Yeah. Agrees with you. Yeah. All right, Jim. And cheese and onion.
Yeah, see, cheese and onion is solid. Yeah. You get generally good quality cheese and onion across all the brands, don't you? It's true.
I think coming up on the outside, excuse me, coming up on the outside, we have got the new boy the new kid in town, Heinz tomato ketchup flavour.
They got they do ketchup chips in Canada and they're really popular. Yeah, it's very similar to prawn cocktail ketchup. I can't really tell the difference of flavour between them. It's weird.
Oh my fucking God, to watch it, you complete and utter wanker.
Just so you know, guys, it's 5 minutes into the second half and it's pretty much all Blackburn. But
what was Delarchik doing there? Who did he pass the ball to? The guy who's got bloody being marked.
Yeah, difficult, isn't it? Yeah, Blackburn are pushing up higher.
If we're talking about crisps in general, then I've got to go for sour cream and chives by Pringles.
Yeah, sour cream and chives are good. I mean, there's some great ones in the chat here as well. Gray's gone Piper's crisps. I've never tried Gray. Cheese and onion from Craig as well. Prashant, great shout. The Thai chili Marks and Spencer's ones.
No.
Oh, the Thai chili's good, man.
No, it's only because I can't do anything spicy.
See, neither can I, but I do like a bit of that sweet chili sauce. You ever do cheese on toast? A bit of sweet chili sauce on it.
I'd be up all night.
Yeah, well.
Oh, my God. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Callum Davidson, assistant manager, was up, shouting at the players. That is fine. But here's where we get safe. Adam Sandler got up and started shouting at the players. He'll have a plan for us. He'll have a fucking plan for us.
My first thought when Callum Davidson got up was like, he looks like a bloke who's in a pub and he's got out of his chair and he's realised he's got too much head on his pint and he looks furious. He's going to go to the bar and kick off. What is this? What is this? Where is the... Come on, more beer.
Well, I tell you what, when Adam Sandler got up and on the camera, he looked like the sort of guy in a pub. He's just come out of the gents and realised his dick's still hanging out of his zip.
Pretty much what Leicester City's been like all season. I don't upset Callum Davidson. He looks like the sort of guy that can get me in a headlock and beat the crap out of me. So I've got to be careful.
Yeah. I do. Craig, how you doing, mate? He's in. Bournemouth fan. Flaming Hot Monster. Tell you what, I've suddenly got an awful, really liking for onion rings.
Really? Yeah. Do you go through phases with this? Because I go through phases with crisps as well.
Definitely.
I went through like a McCoy's royster. Do you remember roysters? The barbecue ones with the little bubbles in them.
Mm.
And the other thing is, don't leave skips near me. You know, skips aren't really crisps, are they? They sort of melt in your mouth. But I could destroy a 6-pack of those by looking at them. They just disappear.
I like peanuts. Honestly, I have pebble dashed so many toilets in my time. Yeah, really
don't do it today. It's broken.
Yeah, I know. There's a corner to Blackburn, by the way, everybody. It is all Blackburn in this half, isn't it?
It's amazing when you watch other teams play against us, how they raise their levels. And we're like, I can't even remember how we got out of bed this morning as a football club, let alone put our trousers on.
No. And certainly how they went to the toilet. But no, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, Quavers. Who just said
Good
Quavers?
shout. Good shout.
Yes.
Yeah, good shout.
I'm going to go and I'm going to take your Quavers and I'm going to top it with Frazzles.
Oh, I can't eat Frazzles. They give me the dodgy stomach, mate. I loved Frazzles as a kid until a nasty experience in the swimming pool when I was very young.
Oh, yes.
You didn't need to know that, but you know, we're all warts and all on this channel, aren't we? So I love the idea of Frazzles. My stomach didn't.
They're only small bags. That's the bummer, is it? That the bags are getting smaller and smaller. That's the only thing. I mean, when you get a Pringles box, there's about that much of a gap at the top.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, and you get them home, top loads are broken anyway.
They've definitely got something in Pringles because honestly, like you can't just eat one, can you?
No, the advert is very true. I can, you know what you were like with the what was it you said where you can't list but skips?
Oh yeah, I was like it with lager as well, lager and skips. Just keep going down.
Go through a tube of sweet and sour Pringles like you know nobody's business.
Yeah, it's just too easy, isn't it? It's almost like you get a taste for it and then you just knock them all back.
Yeah, there's a football match has broken out, by the way. If anybody's interested.
It's all Blackburn still, though, isn't it? Like I say, it just staggers me how teams raise their levels and we just never change anything. We always stay the same.
Oh. Who's that going to be? A yellow card for Ricardo?
Oh, it's a good shout, that Jeff. Yeah, but I didn't. Yeah, in the Philippines, fish and chips means fish and crisps.
Oh.
Of course, yeah, because I still do this. I still sometimes say chips after living in Canada, and I don't mean to do it.
Yeah, but you see, all these, you know, it's the Queen's English. We'll tell Jim this. They're not crisps. They are chips.
Is it oregano or oregano? Is it aluminum or aluminium? See, difficult things.
There's a really funny Matt Rife. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Oh yeah, the comedian who goes after MILFs.
Yeah. I follow him on TikTok, and he is literally. Obviously, they always put the best bits, and they always put the bits on that where they're talking to the audience because they're not repeatable. Obviously, the main part of the show he doesn't want to put up because then nobody will come and see it.
He's normally chatting up some 50-year-old blonde bombshell MILF in the front row. This is what his gimmick is.
He had this argument about aluminium. Right, he said it is aluminum. He said it's not aluminium. He said to this woman, "Where do you work?" She said, "I work in." Or what type of sales? You don't want to know. Oh no, I do. Tell me. She said, "I work for an aluminium company." Anyway,
aluminum.
No. He said aluminium. I can't even say it. Aluminium. That one. And he said, why are you putting an extra L or whatever it was in there? He said, it doesn't exist. And they went, yep, they do. And he actually got his phone out. He said, if I'm wrong, I'm never coming back here. And he tapped it in. He just went, shit. Because he was admitting the Americans were wrong.
Let's not make it too much American bashing, but I always find it funny how they call petrol gas.
Let's bash the Americans. Jim,
I love how they call petrol gas over there. And I'm thinking, gas, it's not even the right... It's liquid. It's not gas.
I know. I mean, look, Michael McIntyre does an amazing skit on what the Americans call things, you know. And look, I'm not having to go at Jim here, because to me, Jim is an honorary Brit.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
But
some things they get right and we get wrong, though, Chris. I mean, I must be honest. I think their sports generally are better than ours nowadays, controversially.
Oh, my God, no! Fuck off!
This is great. I get to see what's happening before he's seeing it, so I know what he's going to do.
Gary Rowett, fuck off out of my club now. Do one. Walk in front of a bus. Go and fall onto a tram line or a train line. Do something, you useless turd of shit.
What upset you? Which part of it? All of it?
I've just seen a certain bold gentleman warming up and waiting to come on.
Oh, you mean hobbling down the touchline? When he was warming up before coming on the last game, he was literally hobbling as if he was Festus from the Adam, or was it Uncle Fester from the Addams Family?
Why the fuck are we doing this?
We got to give him a chance to say goodbye to those 5 Leicester fans who've probably gone to this game. Thank you, Jordan A, for the memories.
He wouldn't give Ricardo that last week, would he?
Oh, I know. They're daft, aren't they?
Honestly, Gary Rowett has said he wants the job. He can fuck off.
Oh, that's a point. It's 60 minutes. I should probably check what's happening in the other championship games a minute. Sorry, guys. Getting well distracted by crisps there. Right, updates. Has anything else happened? No. Southampton are 2 up. And that's it. Everything else is exactly as it was. Which means
Derby are back in the playoffs, aren't they?
They are, because obviously Wrexham went ahead and then Middlesbrough pegged them back straight away. So that is still 2-2, which means currently Derby are going to make it. Derby were 80-1 to get promotion back in November. I told Wayne about it. He remembers. So I said, that might be worth £2, you know. If they get promoted now, I'm going to be raging. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
He's done a good job there, John Eustace. He really has. Right.
Sorry, Kalima, I'm putting you on timeout because you are speaking, I don't know if it was Spanish or whatever, but we don't allow non-English. I'm not being sexist there. I don't know or racist. I don't know what you're saying. You could be saying anything disgusting or awful. So... yeah, that's as nice as it gets, Jim. Don't get too excited. Hopefully you heard. We got him from both sides then, Gray. Well done, sir. Well done. But
yeah, it's Portuguese. I thought. Yeah.
Right. So let's just go through these substitutes for you. So AU is on. Why the fuck for Louis Page?
Amazing, Louis Page is off. Remarkable.
And Silko Thomas is on for Bonga.
Yeah. Pretty pointless. I agree with you, Armchair. Eustace has done a great job at every club he's been at. He's been superb. You watch the way Derby play football as well. They look threatening. They look very well organised.
I'm sorry, I'm going with that. I'm going to leave that up.
Yeah, just leave that up instead of the timer, yeah.
I mean, the guy is an utter.
We're just beyond it now, aren't we? We've been saying this blooming since Cifuentes, you know, like some of the players that get picked and you go, what are they doing off the pitch to get picked? Because the fact it's the same all the time and you just don't mix up. It's crazy to me, mate, honestly.
Yeah. Craig, thank you very much for your kind words. That means a lot.
Yellow card for Blackburn as well, Sean McLaughlin, but,
Can't we give a red card to where you? We might as well be playing with 10 men.
Oh, can we red card him permanently? God, could you imagine if they kept Jordan Ayew on half the money for next season? I'd probably lose my head. It'd be a Rudkin masterclass, that, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. It would. Oh.
Oh,
Actually, in January, I think he was praising Rudkin or whatever for the sales he was making. I think it might have been the summer, absolutely.
yeah. I mean, I still think some of the deals he's got horrendously wrong. I mean, like, okay, let's talk about Wout Faes briefly, right? Look, he wanted to go, fair enough. We wanted him to go as well. Yes, he's up there. In the idol of Wout Faes is up there, King Wout.
Yes.
But the thing is, we were still paying some of his wages while he was out of Monaco. I mean, what job do you in the world do you go live in Monaco, in Monte Carlo, get paid to play football, and Leicester are paying a quarter of your bloody wages still? I mean, what? I mean, I don't think that's a great bit of business when we needed a ball-playing defender.
Newcastle did it a couple of times with a couple of their players, didn't they? And I know they paid. Who was the manager that this that? Alan Pardew. They paid him like 7 years or something after he'd left.
Yes. Yeah, was it Palace who had a 7-year deal? He got it after the FA Cup. Was it Newcastle, was it?
He was at Newcastle, yes.
Jordan
Ayew gets the ball and he loses it behind him. He falls over his fucking feet.
I've been sat here biting my lip for the last 2 minutes knowing you were about to see that, and I was thinking, I can't wait till you see it. Basically, the ball comes into Jordan Ayew just outside the 6-yard box, guys. Oh, no, sorry, outside the penalty area by the D, and it goes behind him, it hits his back heel, and he loses the ball. Honestly, it's like a comedy show, this, isn't it? It's not football.
There's only one person to blame for this shit, and that is Gowie Rowett. Who in the right mind thinks this guy is fucking off tomorrow? We're never going to see him again. Well, I know what I'll do. He's 110. He can't play football. I'll put him on and take a youngster off. Who we might need next season.
The thing I've learned about Jordan Ayew this year is that if he was a toddler at school, I wouldn't trust him with plastic scissors.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I wish I was in the mafia. If I was, I'd have a contract put out on this fucking wanker.
Oh, mate. Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. Age is going to catch up with him in a minute.
It just annoys me.
Did you see the clubs that he's been relegated with as well, Jordan Ayew? It's a long list of clubs. Yeah, it's a hell of a lot.
Twice with Leicester. 6 clubs.
And I bet at every one of those clubs, he's always gone, I'm not the problem here.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is happening in the Championship a minute. Coventry are 3-0 up against Watford. There you go. Happy final day for them. Everything else is exactly as it was. Derby still winning, Hull still drawing, Millwall and Ipswich still winning.
The ball away.
And Wrexham and Middlesbrough still drawing.
That should have been a goal for Blackburn if they'd had a player up there. We'd have been playing a top 5 team. We'd be 1-0 down. Oh, and Stellaci dives to his right and punches it out. But I think there was an offside.
Yeah, if it was a Premier League team, we'd be 4-0 down in the second half.
Yeah, I did used to work for the Mafia, you know.
All right, please explain this joke.
No. I think that's it. They've got a little enclave down here in Boscombe, the Mafia. I used to buy their Filofaxes. Their Filofaxes for them. It was very organised crime.
Oh, boom, boom. There we go. Is that the last one of the season, or we still got another half an hour? Oh, no, we still got 25 minutes left, guys.
Oh, boom, 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 boom.
Sheffield United have equalised against Derby. So Derby are currently... Every team going for that final Championship playoff spot are currently drawing now.
Derby now down to 8th.
Yeah, there's a huge goal for Sheffield United. That.
What are Hull doing out of interest?
Still 1-1. Hull 1, Norwich 1. And obviously Wrexham and Middlesbrough are still 2-2. I fancy Wrexham have a last-minute winner one way or the other.
And I've got to say, I mean, what a dream that would be for Wrexham.
It's funny, they're still kind of under the radar with it as well for me, because, no one really expects them to make it. And they've not even really been in there until like the last couple of weeks, right? So it will be interesting to see if they do sneak in, what momentum can do for you.
This question then, Tom. Have they bought promotion?
No. Not when you go sign Danny Ward and Connor Cody, make your two main signings. No, a lot of it is tactics. I think what Phil Parkinson's done very well at Wrexham is they tactically set up a lot different than a lot of other teams. They're not playing the same games everyone else in this division. And once they found their footing in it after a shaky start, they've excelled. And they were the first team to beat Coventry this year, weren't they, Wrexham? No one else could lay a finger on them. No, they went to the racecourse and Wrexham smashed Coventry up. So they're a good team.
But would they have done what they have done without the players that they brought in because of the investment of the two? I know they've now sold it.
I know.
There's another company, that's come in and put a lot of money in. But they got to where they were at this stage with Ryan Reynolds and McHenry. Would they have had the run they've had without them?
No, because I think the hardest thing for Wrexham hasn't been the Football League, it's been getting out of non-league. And there's a problem a lot of clubs face, isn't it? If you get stuck in there, look at York and Rochdale this year. Two teams equally good enough to go up, and Rochdale might not go up now. I think getting out of that conference was the thing holding them up. And it took a lot of investment in that team in particular, with Ben Foster coming in for the experienced goalkeeper. I can't remember when they signed Paul Mullen, but obviously Mullen's been a big part of their historic history recently. I think until they went out and, like you say, invested that money at that stage, they were going to struggle to get back into the Football League. But from there, it's been easier for them.
I'm sorry, for a minute there, I thought Ayew was going to actually break out of a canter because the ball was passed in front of him and he could have put a bit of speed on and got to it. But it was a Blackburn pass. No, he just let it go and he just carried on cantering.
Yeah, couldn't be bothered, could he?
No. Guys, staying on the lookout, and the best thing to do is to click that notification bell, because what will happen is we're not going to be doing like a review show or anything like that. Jordan James is coming on. What we'll be doing some special shows over the next couple of weeks before I go on holiday, and because of course we've got the World Cup when we come back, and we will have a daily World Cup show on this channel with the aforementioned Craig who was in, and we'll be doing sort of reviews of the season. We're going to have an awards night. We're definitely going to have an awards night. But
I look forward to this.
It's going to be a little bit different because now that's being horrible to spaces, Keith. Space has a use. If I've got a bit of space there, I can put something in it. That has a use. Jordan Ayew, he's done nothing since he's been born. Coming out of his mother's womb was probably the only exciting thing he's ever done in his life.
I bet he tripped when he fell out of it.
Probably, yes. He went down and went, free kick, please. And maybe if his dad had gone down, we wouldn't have had Jordan Ayew. Bum bum. Anyway, thank you, Keith. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So we're going to have, rather than sort of player of the season, we're going to have ham sandwich of the season. Instead of the best game of the season, we're going to have the worst game of the season. And what we'll be doing is I will be sending out the information to all the presenters on the channel, who I'm hoping will reply to me directly, not in the group chat, so it can be kind of secret. And probably on the night we'll have the top two or something and have a vote off. But it will be like the Rotten Tomatoes award.
Yeah, it'll be like the Razzies for the Oscars, won't it? So I like the idea for like best free kick of the year award, and maybe put Mukasa up there as a nomination for the one against Swansea where we conceded from it.
Yeah.
Debut of the year, Ramsey with a red card.
There's a lot of options there. It will be it'll be the worst free kick rather than the best free kick, but it'll win the worst free kick, obviously, for that. Worst penalty, worst player that rather than the most improved, the least improved player. There's lots of them. There's lots of them.
The worst penalty one's going to be great. It's going to be like Top Gear, where it's like it's always James May. So it'll always be Jordan Ayew. Oh, and then there's this Jordan Ayew one he missed. Oh, and there's this one he hit the post.
Yeah.
Just to talk about the game quickly, you've not missed anything. Blackburn have made a couple more substitutions here, guys, but it's mostly been Blackburn, Chris, hasn't it? But they haven't quite got through us yet. 20 minutes to go.
Since Jordan Ayew came on, do you know what's happened? Nothing.
No, not a lot, really. No. Oh, Derby 1, Sheffield United 2. Derby have ruined themselves. They've messed the bed. Oh, my word. They were 1-0 up and they're 2-1 down.
Well, we've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah. Chris Wilder spoiling the Derby party there.
If anybody's going to spoil it, because, that's the sort of guy maybe, I don't know, let me just throw it out there. Maybe we should have got him.
Oh, I wish.
Oh, my fucking hell. How did Blackburn miss that from the corner?
Yeah. Very good chance, unfortunately. Lucky for us, they have not got any on target, really.
No. But it's been a game. It was a good shot, good effort.
Yeah, so Leicester, it's Daka off, James on, Ricardo's off, and Aluko's on. Have you got to? Oh, sugar, have you got to that point?
Literally, just.
Sorry, I did say it at the right time then. Because there's Ricky's career over at Leicester. Everyone, the end.
Yeah. What a shame it wasn't Ayews. And there's Daka's career over.
Oh, it's funny because all I've been thinking about is Ricky. I couldn't care less about Patson, Daka, or Jordan Ayew. I mean, to be fair to Ricky, his video on the official club's, Facebook page and Twitter page, he looked genuinely moved, didn't he? I mean, 8 years is a long time.
Yeah,
it is a long time in a short career.
What has Ricardo done that's been bad?
I think this season is a case of the mind's willing, the body's not able, isn't it? I think that's been a lot of it. And I don't think he wanted to be captain. I don't think it suits him. Hull have taken the lead 2-1, so now Hull are back in the playoffs.
Wow, this is all. Derby is still in 8th. No, I've not caught you up there on that one yet. But no, I mean Ricky. I've got to say, when Ricky, Clibbo says this. He says he's his favourite ever Leicester player, and fair enough. Fair enough. It's all Blackburn at the moment. Oh, double stop there from Thomas. Goes out for a corner. Double stop. He has done nothing bad about this club.
No, no.
He's not gone on strike. He's not gone and sat on an airport floor, Mr. Mahrez. He's gone on strike, Mr. Fafana. He's not down tools, Mr. Tielemans. There is, when he has come on, he's given as much as he's been able to.
Yeah.
And there was a Leicester. James, what was he doing then? He just sort of stopped. I think he was waiting for the whistle. When it didn't come, he thought, shit, I better go and get this ball. And there was a Blackburn player, number 24, on him.
Yeah, Barrage has gone
down.
Back
in the playoffs. So at the moment, the playoffs look like it's going to be Millwall versus Hull and Southampton versus Middlesbrough.
Yeah, it's going to take Wrexham to score now, I believe, which will put Wrexham... It depends on goal difference then, doesn't it?
Right, well, if Wrexham score...
They're one goal behind.
No, they're 1 goal ahead because they're both...
Oh, they are, you're right. They're both +4 at the moment.
Yes, yeah. So if Wrexham can get that and they're at home, so if they can get that 3rd goal, the problem is how much do they go for it? Because if they go for it, they could get hit at the other end. But then if you're gonna go down that way, going for the goal, if that makes sense.
From what I'm reading, Wrexham are going for it. They're chucking players forward, left, right, and centre right now against Middlesbrough to try and get themselves back into it. I mean, it's interesting. The whole goal came about when the Hull fans, Chris, started celebrating Derby going 2-1 down, and then Hull immediately scored after that.
Oh, wow. Wow. Have you got about 10 screens open?
I've got about 2. I must be honest, it's a good thing the Leicester game's not been that exciting because I keep flicking between 2 of them.
Leave me with the Leicester game if you want. I'll take one for the team.
Oh, it's not a lot going on, is it? I mean, but it's a bitty game of football, this. It just feels like, oh. Keep your eyes on the screen. No spoilers.
It could be counted as a spoiler.
It could if anything had happened, but has it?
Well, we'll see. If it is, I might have to kick you out, mate.
To be fair, I need a break in a minute as well. Yeah.
Right.
No, I wouldn't say it if it was anything. I wouldn't say it.
So it's head tennis at the moment, is all I'm seeing.
There's a great shout, or just in the chat. Hang on, what was it? About Wrexham. Yeah, Doyle and Kabore. I really wanted us to get Kabore on loan off Man City. Chaos, that right back. He's full of pace, really raw, but I tell you what, he's a beast.
If anyone had scored that, which is guess what you were talking about.
I was. It was about AU having a chance, and I thought, oh my God, that's why I reacted. Sorry.
No. The shock of him having a chat, even if he'd scored, I'd still hate him.
No, I know.
Can we get 50 likes, please, everybody? We need 50 likes.
It was a moment when I saw Jordan A had space and he took a shot, and I thought, any other footballer, this goes in the bottom corner, right? And I realised it was Jordan A and it went past the far post.
In fairness, though, he did get that one that time, didn't he? Recently.
Yeah, one. Yeah.
Well, one, exactly. So it's a corner for Leicester. It's a high ball right the way across, and it goes to a Blackburn head. Now Leicester have it, and it's almost back on the halfway line. It's played up front. Oh, it's played up now. Can't tell who these players are. Mavididi.
What's happened?
Mavididi scored.
We have a goal, guys. Leicester have scored. It's Steffi Mavididi. His first shot was blocked, and the second one he's kicked into empty net.
To be honest with you, I don't think the crowd celebrated more than I did. I mean, I can't. Well done, Leicester, and it's against the run of play, probably. But as Dworski says there, who cares?
Well, Mavididi certainly did. He sort of shrugged and went, all right, off we go. 1-0.
Yeah, and it wasn't like... I mean, look, that celebration, if AU gets the fucking assist, and I think he will, I wasn't even sure it had gone in.
No, yeah, the first one, it was well blocked, wasn't it? And then obviously the second one, he had all the goal to aim at and put it in.
There was so little response to it. It was like, did this go in?
Well, it's because they hate us. And it's just our reaction sums it up. It's just kind of like, it doesn't mean anything because our season's over, you know? I mean, I can't celebrate it because it just doesn't feel like it's important anymore.
No. Look, I'll leave it over to you while I just update a few things.
Yes, I was going to say, do you want to do that? Because I haven't got my keyboard to hand. Yeah. So quickly look around the championship again. Quickly, obviously, we've now taken the lead against Blackburn with 10 minutes left in this one, guys. So we might end up with 3 points to end this season. It's a shame about the other 30 bloody million we needed to get towards the top of the table, but there we go. So Derby are still losing 2-1 to Sheffield United. That game's got 12 minutes to go. Hull, of course, just took the lead against Norwich. They got 15 minutes left in that one. And Wrexham are currently throwing the kitchen sink at Middlesbrough in the 2-2 game with 12 minutes to go there. So that is all that's really being decided because Ipswich are winning 2-0 against QPR with 15 minutes to go, which means they will finish in the second automatic promotion space unless QPR can pull 2 goals out of their arse and really throw a spanner in the works here. Throw into Blackburn on this near-hand side now towards their goal.
I don't often get a chance to do it. So I am going to do this. If I can find it. Here we go.
Go! Back of the net.
forgot we had that video.
I know.
I love Keith, though. You'd be good at poker, Tom. You'd be right. Well done, mate. I like a game.
You were very good. You did go very quiet, which I'm thinking, but I didn't pick up on it, mate. But looking back, maybe I should have done.
No, to be honest, I didn't see the goal go in, Chris. I was looking at score updates and I looked around and saw 1-0 Leicester on my screen, so I had to see the replay. I was seeing the replay as you were seeing the goal live, so it worked out fine. It wasn't a problem.
Oh, dear. I mean, it was just a lack of celebration all around, really, wasn't it? You
The
know?
thing is I think we've all talked about this season, haven't we? And it's very true. I find it difficult to celebrate a goal for Leicester now because it just feels the whole thing has been such a shitstorm. You know,
Yes.
it really has taken the joy out of it for me a bit, and that connection and that passion. So I just hope whatever comes next for us next season, we can find that again. That's so important.
Well, I think if we get the right players, and that's what it's going to be down to.
Yeah, we certainly need a manager who's going to inspire everyone, including the fans as well. Certainly need that. We need a leader.
We do indeed. I'm still just doing something if you are okay.
No, I was just envisioning. Imagine if this was actually a game that meant something to us now. Like, imagine it would have been a completely different game because Blackburn wouldn't have been at the on the beach like they have been for half of it. But imagine if we needed to win this game to stay up. It's amazing because we wouldn't have started Page, we wouldn't have started Monga, we probably would have started Jordan James, who's not fully fit, and gone for it, and we'd probably be losing this game. Which kind of, for me, shows you where the problem's been, because I think actually it's definitely made things a little bit better for us today, bringing in that little bit of freshness. There's only been one or two players, but it does make a difference.
Yes.
I think this is part of the problem. We've held on for too long to this group. We really have got to move them on. I really want zero compassion this summer. If you're on 40, 50 grand a week, I don't care if you've been here 2 minutes or 5 minutes, you're gone. We're going to get you out. Time to go.
Yeah. No, I totally get what you are saying and where you are coming from.
Yeah. Suter makes a difference. Good shout. He has looked very good. If only we can know he could stay fit. Please stay fit. Oh, God.
That is the thing, isn't it? It is his fitness.
Yeah, because he's still going to be on whacking wages for League One level, unfortunately. It's like, can we afford to take that gamble? I don't think we're in that position. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on these other championship scores. It's Swansea Charlton all of a sudden was 0-0. It's now 1-1, so something's happened there. So still Blackburn have got us hem back in here at the moment, guys, but there's not a lot to report. They've been getting balls into the box, but no real chances on goal. About 7 minutes to go for me.
I just hope we don't. I know in Leicester we will actually sell Sutar. You know it, don't you?
Well, it depends if someone wants to buy him. I mean, we could get lucky, the fact that Wilder's at Sheffield United and he likes Suter and Hamza. But the problem with football is, and especially in the Championship, is who were the top players 2 years ago, like those two guys were. 2 years later, it will be someone else because, it's never the same every year, is it?
No, you're right.
There'll be a new flavour of the month they'll probably be able to get for cheaper because there's a lot of money to be putting into. I mean, if you're Sheffield United, would you want to pay out 50 grand a week in wages on those two players, Hamza and Suter? I probably wouldn't. I couldn't see it, Yeah.
But they did play well for it.
Yeah, well, Hamza was Championship right back of the year that year. He was in Team of the Year. Yeah, right back, which sums it up, doesn't it? Yeah. But it's interesting. You talk about Ricky, go back to Ricky, obviously his last game for the club. When we signed Ricky, he wasn't really an out-and-out right back. He was actually converting from being a right winger. He was pretty ineffective as a right winger. And then we converted him into like a right wing back and a right back. And eventually, with the development at Leicester, he did become one of the best right backs in Europe, which shows you we had something really good going on then at that time. And we've lost all that as well because we couldn't sign a player like that now and make them better. We seem to be making them worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like my wanted poster, do you?
I do. I think it's very good. I think John Rudkin would like to see it. He'd probably feel under threat again, bless him. He's got enough security nowadays, hasn't he?
I mean, would you want to keep going? Do you know what I mean? I said to Julian and Rob both agreed with me. Why not just say to him, It's 2 or 3 million, John. That sets you up for life
Mm.
and your family. We'll give you a box if you want one, because you can't come and sit with me because it will cause too much hassle. But you can go into the box. Nobody will see you there, hopefully, or they might pick you out, but you're going to be away from it. And just do it like that. Just give them a payoff.
Yeah, I would have thought that would make common sense, wouldn't it? I mean, the problem is that the club is almost too close to that part of it, isn't it? It's an unprofessional relationship, Chris, and that's and the problem is unprofessional relationships. We've had them in our workplaces, no doubt. They never lead to good things. They always lead to problems, across your entire place. I used to work at an Iceland store where the main assistant manager was having it off with one of the home delivery packers. They would have screaming couples arguments in the middle of the shop, Chris, during the day. And me and the manager, we stood there like, this can't be happening. You're the assistant manager, dude,
Yeah.
It's wrong. It shouldn't be doing this way. The club needs to organise itself better.
Oh well. It's 78. It was 18 a minute ago. Please do smash those likes, guys. It's free to you. It doesn't cost you anything. I don't know why you don't do it. It's absolutely free. You come in, you ride on the back of what we do here. It costs over 500 quid a year for everything, including to put this out and then all the artwork and everything. And we ask you for one free like of the video, and you can't be bothered to do it.
That reminds me, I better like it on my phone. I'm pretty sure I already have, actually, but I'll double check. Sat here not having done it.
Naughty Tom.
I think I have done it. I think I have.
Leicester City coming forward.
Oh, yeah, I've liked it.
Well done, sir. Well done.
All good in the hood. About 5 minutes left, everyone. Still 1-0 to Leicester.
Free kick to Leicester.
I look at games like this today and I go, if every championship team played like this against us all season, we wouldn't get relegated. The problem is we've had that effect of being Leicester and everyone wants to have a go at you, right? So I could go full Rodri in my complaints of this year, which is what the Man City midfielder did against us. You remember when Rodri said we beat them 5-2 at the Etihad, and he goes, the problem is Leicester don't play football. After we put 5 past them at the Etihad, I could go where everyone's playing football too hard against us.
2-2 is off.
Amazing, really, because they expected me to do 70 minutes the last couple of games, and both times said he wanted to stay on. Maybe he wanted to get injured again, so he wouldn't have to play for us.
Yeah.
Here comes Gray on for his Leicester debut, is it, into league football? Yeah.
He's come on. I don't think he's played in the league game yet, has he?
I don't believe so. He's been on the bench. I've not seen him come off the bench. He's maybe cut. I can't remember the cut.
Oh! Who took that free kick?
I'm behind you now, so I don't know. So I'm about to see it. I see.
Has taken a free kick, level with the penalty spot, but outside the D. He's brought a great save off their keeper.
Oh, I just saw it.
What? And I'm like, that's not Vestergaard.
That would be typical Leicester. We've had David Beckham and Vestergaard ready to take free kicks all season, and the set piece coach hasn't worked it out till the last game of the season.
I saw it was Vestergaard and 23, and I thought, and that's why I said, who took that? Because I thought it can't be him.
It's been 10 years since the Robert Huth free kick he had, which went out for the throw-in. Do you remember that in the title-winning season where Hoofy stepped up for a free kick and just kicked it out for a throw-in?
and he remembers it as well.
That was the highlight of the season, that was. That was amazing.
He still laughed about it himself, bless him.
I was getting flashbacks.
In 6th place. Interesting. They've already had the best, well, of course they've had the best day because they've gone up into the playoffs and they weren't really even being considered. Were they being considered? They were in 8th, weren't they, at one point?
They were. I'm actually going to change my game over and see if I can find the end of the Wrexham one because that's where all of it's going to happen now. So you're on Leicester on your own, mate, with 5 minutes to go in the Wrexham one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I don't care anyway.
90 minutes is up.
Wrexham. Because at the moment, this is the game it all hinges on. If Wrexham score...
Everybody, 3 minutes of stoppage time.
Oh, that didn't work, did it? Come on, show me Wrexham, Middlesbrough. That's what I want to see.
James has got the ball. Is he going to take the throw in? I'm not sure. He's got 2 balls now.
Hey.
Unlike Hitler. It's a corner. It's a corner.
I literally found a place to watch Wrexham versus Middlesbrough. It was Torino versus someone else in Italy.
You did what, sorry? Oh, right.
Yeah. I somehow ended up watching Torino for a second. After I worked out that it wasn't the rolling hills of Wales.
Oh, well done, AU. AU's just... We won the ball and then he went and lost it, but we have got a corner.
Hey, we're actually going to win a game of football. When's the last time we won? I can't even remember. Bristol City, that was it, wasn't it? Bristol City.
Was, yes.
Yes, and they didn't turn up that day either.
The 1 win under Gary Rowett.
Oh, God, yeah, it's only been 1 win, hasn't it? Jesus.
Yeah. Well, possibly 2. We've got a minute and a half left, guys. All I will say is 1 word, Millwall. And something's happened at Ipswich, I think.
Yeah, Ipswich are 3-0 up. So Ipswich are promoted.
So Blackburn running away, and the guy did an AU, and he tackled himself.
Yeah. Talk about being on the beach. You'd think Coventry wouldn't bother today. It's Watford 0, Coventry 4. Watford are in terrible trouble going into next season. I tell you what, they look a mess.
They do. And Stoke do as well. Though Stoke will blame injuries, I guess.
Yeah. Shows you momentum's very important, because I thought before today Hull looked like they weren't going to make the playoffs. And then at the moment, obviously, they're going to sneak in, but they're not in form, are they?
No. So well done, Ipswich. And I'm going to say this, well done, Coventry.
Yeah, no, Coventry have deserved it. Coventry's been the best team all year, by far. I mean, that's why they're first, isn't it? They've been great at everything. Yeah. Ipswich have taken a while to warm into this season, but they stuck to their guns, and credit to them, because they've got it over the line now.
Yes. And look, I would not want my club to go through what Coventry have gone through.
No.
Losing the ground and not having a home ground and being out of business and all that. Whoops, daisy. Thank God that was an empty beer can. 5
minutes of added time at Wrexham. Sorry, carry on,
Chris.
Chris.
We're all over. We finished. Right. Let's bring Wrexham up, shall we?
Might as well, because, I mean, this is all it depends on now. We know Ipswich are going to be second. Now it depends on if Wrexham are going to get a goal here with 5 minutes to go. And if they do, they will be in the playoffs over Hull.
Who are Wrexham? Oh, frozen now.
Wrexham are playing Middlesbrough. And it's into the 91st minute here, so there's not long to go. I'm just checking to see if the other scores are coming yet. Wayne's just come in the studio, but he's gone off camera.
You have to wait. Sorry, well, he's gone off, like say, anyway, hasn't he? Right.
I think I'd be a bit annoyed if I was Millwall or Southampton, the fact that Ipswich went up, because actually they've made it very, very easy for someone to get ahead of them the last few weeks, and no one's actually, taking the opportunity.
That's not Ipswich's fault, is it? I guess, really.
No, it's not, but the opportunity was there for someone to take it, and they haven't. Middlesbrough haven't either.
No. Right, let's have a look. Middlesbrough, did you say?
Yeah, Wrexham are at home, yeah. And Wrexham keep chucking the ball forward. If it's not going to be Middlesbrough to score in this one, not that it matters if they do now, because they'll still be in the playoffs, but...
No, I've totally frozen.
Have we actually won a football match? Yeah, great. We did win 1-0, mate. Yeah, sorry. We've sort of distracted away from Leicester a little bit here to finish off the championship. We can sort of hear that in the background, Chris. You might want to turn it down a little bit.
Yeah. If you want to take over...
Yeah, so there was a corner there for Wrexham that came in. The goalkeeper stood on his line. He got headed back towards the 6-yard box, and then the header went up in the air, and the goalkeeper managed to grab it from under the crossbar. So opportunity there. Now Middlesbrough are down the other end of the pitch, and they're trying to link up here. Middlesbrough in like a dark blue kit today, like a black kit. Oh, they made a nice little run into the box there, and Wrexham have to clear it all the way up the pitch. So I think Middlesbrough are quite happy with a point here, but obviously, Wrexham, like you said, got a little bit wary because they have got danger on the counter here, haven't they?
Yeah.
About 3 minutes of added time to go in this one. Will Wrexham get the goal, which takes them into the playoffs? Here's Wayne, all right, mate? As Southampton go 3-1 up away at Preston. Here's Jim.
Okay, guys, we're just finishing this Wrexham game off at the moment. And
Wrexham have got Middlesbrough pen back in their half here. 2 minutes to go. It's going to be a cross into the box. No, it's taken short instead. 1v1 driving in towards the 6-yard box. Deflected strike loops up onto the top of the netting over the crossbar. Another opportunity missed for Wrexham.
we finished a point behind Oxford, by the way. Oxford lost, but we got 46 points.
Watford lost 4-0 to Coventry. Wow.
Oh, Sheffield Wednesday is still winning 2-1. Come on, Sheffield.
Yeah.
So corner to Wrexham. What minute are you on for Wrexham?
93-48.
Oh, you're about 20 seconds ahead of me.
The goalkeeper's come up for Wrexham, guys.
That looks like Jim's had a hairdo.
No.
You look like you've all gone bushy and grey on the top. I think it was the light.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's the angelic lights of Leicester looking down on Jim.
I mean, Wayne's got his new teeth in, of course.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about Bushy Jim.
Bushy Jim. Sounds like the sort of character you'd find in the Florida Everglades on a freaking boat.
Could be. Could be.
That's like your cousin Jim who lives on the swamps.
On the swamp. Swamp.
Like
It's a swamp.
Yeah, it's like that gardening magazine that had Holly Willoughby on the front in her garden, and the headline was "Holly fingers her lady garden." Don't think anybody.
Oh God! These jokes are from your early morning.
No, seriously, it exists.
Wrexham has finished 2-2, so they haven't made it. It is Hull who will make the playoffs.
2-2.
2-2, yeah. 2-2 final score. Whistle just went.
Somebody picked that in Prediction League.
Who might that be, Jim?
I'm guessing it's some American, is it?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I just want to go on record. You said the nicest thing you've ever said to me. I even had to tell Bev. You said, Jim's an honorary Brit. I was impressed. That was right after you and Tom were done bashing the Americans about gasoline and petrol and crisps and chips.
Hey, I didn't mention Vaseline. I don't know where that came from.
No.
What you and Bev get up to, Jim? Don't you be getting that into the chat.
Tom, you were right. Gasoline. Why in the hell do we call it gas over here? It's not gas. You're right. You were right on.
No. Oh, thank you, mate. I'm glad. This is what you could have said to me. You realise our cars do actually use gas, and you're the idiot here. So no, thank God I did read that room pretty well.
You did.
Oh.
Okay, guys. Wrexham players look distraught. Yeah, you should be in our shoes, guys. We won somehow. We won, but the most important thing is, I'm going to come to Wayne for this one. Most important thing is, what is it you like about salt and vinegar crisps?
It's the bite, Chris. It's the bite. It's the reason why I follow Leicester City. It's the bite. You get the bite. It makes you know you're alive, Chris.
Does it? Does it really? Jim, give me your thoughts on the game.
I like prawn cocktail. Is that what you're talking about? Because that's what I heard.
The American
Watchalong. I got an education on what you and Tom like to eat as far as snack foods. It was great. It was better than the match. Trust me.
Oh, we do. We were watching it as well. We know it was better than the match.
No, it looked like both teams were just ready to go on holiday. The first half, I think you said it in the pre-match. What in the hell was Rowett doing not starting the young guys? He had one last chance. That starting lineup was just dreadful as far as the players we're not even going to have. But, well, we got a victory.
Only 5 points away from survival. Like has been said in the chat by Dorco, the 6-point deduction cost us. That's the only narrative we could take from today.
Has it though, really?
I think we'd have gone down.
6 points, would we have stayed up?
I don't think so. I think if you look at the way other teams have played, I think West Brom for another one would have probably found a result today. If they needed a result today, the reality is they didn't need a result today, so Sheffield Wednesday could win it.
And would you say, Wayne, looking at that game, if we'd been playing, and this is something Tom said, but if we'd been playing a half-decent side, no disrespect to Blackburn, we'd have lost that in that second half.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's a victory, so without the sound.
I love it. It doesn't even make the squeaky noise. There's no celebration of it.
No,
I'm
there
not
isn't.
telling you when I'm going to play it. I'm not telling you because that would spoil it. I'm going to wait for Bev to come round. But no, I mean, we were holding on at times, weren't we?
They should have finished. They had that where Thomas sort of what he was trying to do, he got robbed. They should have finished that. They had two really good chances. We did joke at half time, all the chances in there ended up going to beat us, but Blackburn were poor, really. And once again, I know Mavrididi scored, but we need a goal scorer next season.
Absolutely.
Well, see, that's the thing, Jim, that I said earlier. And I've said this to Rob Tanner and I've said this to Julian, is if we'd had a decent striker, we'd have stayed up.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. It showed itself game after game, all season long.
Okay, excellent. Tom, your overall thought, I mean, we didn't really watch much of the game. And I think the viewing figures will probably show that people weren't particularly interested. If you had a season ticket now, would you renew it for next season?
Probably not. No, because I just think the problem is that the football and the style of football we've been seeing and just how the players approach the game today was kind of like the nutshell of what it's been like. Today felt like a throwaway game, but the football club and the players have made the entire season feel like throwaway games at times, with the amount of effort that's been put in overall. I mean, look, this Leicester City team we have here now, if they were playing teams like this Blackburn team every week, we'd probably be mid-table, because, Blackburn couldn't really be bothered. Leicester couldn't really be bothered. And you get it because of the context of the season. But I think the problem is that the flatness of today's game sort of summarises the whole season and why it's hard looking forward. And we've got to hope there's going to be the change coming.
Well, yeah, we can. Okay, Jim, same question to you. Would you renew a season ticket?
I would because Tom just said change. I mean, I would like to be there to see the change. We've gone through things over here with teams that I followed that I had season tickets for, and they had dreadful seasons like what we just went through with Leicester. And you come back. I think you come back. Now, granted, I respect the fact that people have their own opinions and choices, certainly if it's a monetary thing. But no, if I could, I would come back again because I'd want to be there for the turnaround and then certainly to climb back up the ladder.
Wayne, is it just me, or does Jim look like he's doing his Jesus Christ impersonation with the halo?
Oh, it's the halo. I gotta move. Maybe I'll move back.
You know what? Jim makes it. He'll just say that it's purely coincidental, but he spent half an hour making sure he's got his head's just in the right place.
It is. But
Jim also paid for the match today. You paid for the pass today, Jim, to watch the game.
That
Jim,
tells you.
Stay on afterwards. Can I just say, not many people would carry it off, but I think Jim does carry it off. Wayne, would you renew your season ticket?
Well, the interesting thing is what they're going to charge for the season ticket. Because in the Foxes Trust survey, they basically said that, do you think they ought to reduce the price of the tickets or increase them if they went up to the Premier League? And that's really interesting to see where the club position themselves. I would, yes, I would. Like a lot of fans, I played football every Saturday, and then when the good times came, in fact, you struggled until the last couple of seasons. You actually struggled to get a home match ticket just on the day. You couldn't get them. It's only because we've been so shit all season that they're giving away half price tickets, and basically people are giving away their own tickets because they don't want to go.
Yeah, and Wayne stops the Mexican wave of salutes there as we go round.
Which was Sean.
We had a special guest on the radio show this morning. I suppose you were up, but I guess you've not listened to it yet. But we had a special guest all the way from America this morning, so we looked after him.
I'll be careful using him on your shows. He likes to solicitor, that bloke, especially when it comes to English press. So be very careful, mate.
PSR relegated us. No, I don't think it did. Tom, did it?
Well, what today? Or the points deduction?
I'm guessing the points deduction over the season. Technically, if you look at it, but I don't think it did. But, I mean, technically, like I say, yes, because we were 5 points off staying up, and we lost by 6. But if we'd stayed up, would that have been a good thing, do you think?
I think we needed to aim to stay up and hope the club was going to make the changes that they're going to have to make now this summer anyway. But the worrying thing is, it may be the relegation, if it hadn't happened, wouldn't have forced the club to do that. And like you say, then, were we just kicking the problem of where this football club is right now, just a year down the road, and then you end up getting relegated next year, which probably would have been very likely. Look, the thing is, this ultimately we're 5 points off safety. We had a 6-point deduction, yeah. It was raised in the chat, I think by Gray or by Jeff. Where have Leicester ranked this season when it comes to championship sides? I think we've been the worst. I think Sheffield Wednesday have had a lot of other circumstances going on. I think for what the product on the pitches and the level of performance, I don't think there's been any team worse than us this year averagely. I think we have been the worst of the bunch. So I think when you have that to hold on to a little bit and go, ultimately we weren't good enough, irrelevant of a points deduction, it makes it a little bit easier for me to go, well, okay, yeah, logically 6 points and we'd have stayed up, but actually we have shown we weren't good enough to do it anyway.
I think.
Oh, God. Oh, I'll have what she's having.
It was coming, literally. I've got to say, I also play that for all the Sheffield Wednesday fans out there. They've won the second game today.
They finished on 0 points.
And they finished on 0 points.
Not negative. Good for them.
With everything that they've been through, with all the let's give them a round of applause, guys. Come on, Sheffield Wednesday, well done, well done. They did. I'm so pleased for them. There were 51 points off staying up, but so they wouldn't have done it anyway. But look, I would have loved them to have ended up with 1 point, but it wasn't to be. But they got to 0, so fair play. Look, it's not going to be a full post-match reaction show because, well, we didn't really watch enough of the game to do what we did. But are you coming on, Jim?
I really did not want to see him on. I was like you. I didn't even want to see him on a team sheet. But you're going to hate me saying this. He actually played pretty well. He had some really nice passes. Chris, I don't know who got the assist on Mavadidi's goal. I don't know if you were watching it. That was AU. That's correct. So
this is the guy. Sorry, that when I watched him, and yes, I did actually announce that he actually did get the assist. But there was a time when a Blackburn defender played the ball out to a teammate, and cheers, Craig. And as it did so, it went past Ayew, jogging's been a bit unfair to joggers. It wasn't even that fast, but it was just moving back. Did he think, and he could have got to that ball? I could have got to that ball, and I'm on the verge of being obese. I would have run and tried to get that ball, even if I'd failed. Did Ayew? Did he fuck? No, just carried on walking. Sorry, he gets no credit from me at all. He should not have been on that pitch. He's leaving tomorrow. We've got rid of him. Well, I think at the end of June, whenever it is. Why bring him on?
No, I agree.
Bring him on.
I agree.
Wayne, go on.
But the question I ask analytically post is, was he more effective than Daka? And I think the answer is yes. He set a goal up, and he did a cutback previous to the goal, where he attacked the box and he got the ball to the bar line and he cut the ball back. And we had two good chances, second which Managerial. So I get what you're saying, and I don't want Ayew in next season, but analytically, was he more effective than all the time that Dak was on the pitch? And I'd say he was, even though I'm not his biggest fan.
Doesn't that summarise this entire season's problems into a nice little nutshell? The fact that Patson Daka has gone out and maybe done a 4 out of 10 maybe all season. Yeah. And then we get Jordan who goes out there, puts a 5, and we go, well, he's not as bad as him, you know. But Jimmy, you're right to say it. The fact we didn't get a striker in, the fact we didn't have a succession plan post Jamie Vardy going, and just also the character traits he brought into the football club and our dressing room. That is a big oversight you can't be making as a football club. You know, every other club looks at it. Sunderland look at it. Other clubs look at it. You got to look at it. You know, so yeah, big problem.
Interestingly, they both made the same number of passes, 13. The percentage of passing accuracy was higher for Patson Daka, 76 to 62. They both had one shot, and the main difference is that Ayew's was on target and Daka's wasn't. And I've got to say, I do apologise because I didn't say on Ayew. Let's have a look. Excuse me. No, well, it hasn't got him down as the assist, but I thought he did get the assist. But it hasn't got him down for that. I don't think that is anything to be proud of. That you can say, well, actually, I was better than Daka in that match.
No. They're both shit, to be honest.
Exactly. You know, I mean, that's a pretty low bar to come up to, isn't it? If you're standing.
Yeah.
But look, let me have a look at that starting lineup, because I said this with Tom, and I did. I'm not going to deny, have a bit of a rant earlier on. You may or may not have heard it, but that team sheet there for the last game, Stolarczyk, I get. Obviously, you know, he if he's here next season, I think he'll probably be our number one. Ricardo shouldn't have started, but then he should have had 10 minutes last week, which was his last home game. But because we've got sort of a big, huge knobhead managing us, he didn't do that. Sutar, Vestergaard and Thomas, who else have we got? You know, so it's got to be 3. Chowdhury, what the hell is he doing anywhere near this club still? He's been nothing but trouble since we've had him. He has the occasional good game like he did against West Brom last time we were in this division, when he did the left foot, right foot and headed all 3 off the line. So what's he doing in the team? I do not know. And why the hell is he vice captain? I don't know. All he wants to do is run around the pitch wearing a Bangladeshi flag. So fuck off to Bangladesh. Winks, again, why? You know, when you tell fans to fuck off, I'm afraid, as far as I'm concerned, that's your career at the club finished. And he's not going to want to be with us next season. We might yet be stuck with him. Monga, Page, Mavrididi, fair dues. Daka, again, why? We've got a guy that scored 11 goals in 15 games playing for the under-21s. At that time, Daka and Ayew had got 11 goals between them playing 45 games. You know, what? I mean...
It is baffling.
And then, Jim, right? And then it gets even worse because he takes off Louis Page, who I think had a very good game, actually.
Yeah.
Takes him off for Arsehole Ayew.
I was blown away. I mean, first, I agree. Ayew shouldn't even been on there. But Page was playing well. And he gave us some options with the ball. He looked fluid. I thought that we certainly had more chances to score with him on the field than Ayew. But it just tells us that all the praises, not the praises, but we were hanging in there with Gary Rowett when it started to unravel weeks and weeks and weeks ago. But it's proven to me at the end of all this that he has no freaking clue. None at all.
I mean, look at it this way. I mean, like, you know, like the fans are obviously very vocal about their displeasure with certain players, right? Wouldn't it have been a good indicator from the club to turn up today with some of those players not in the squad? Like, I'm talking your Winkses, I'm talking your Hamzas. And look, Hamza's gone out there and said, I'm going to stay and do all this and all that. The problem is the relationship's heavily damaged. I mean, that's like looking at the guy who burnt down, you know, the toilet roll factory, you know, when he was on shift. They're going, don't worry, boss, I'll fix this for you, when you're the guy that burnt it down in the first place. It's not a good look, is it? I think the club could have made a statement today, really. And I think especially when it comes to those striking positions like we talked about, I think Hutchinson and O'Shea should have been involved over those two, 100%. And I think then actually you would also remove these apples that people know they don't want anywhere near the base of our football tree for next season. So I think there's a missed opportunity there, Chris. Yeah.
Good call, Tom.
Yeah.
Wayne, it reminds me of Rude picking Buenete to come on as a sub when he was leaving. To me, an opportunity missed.
Yeah, just double checking, Chris. You're not gone into football agency, have you? You mentioned at Cherry that often. I'm thinking, is Chris his new football agent?
Well, coming from somebody that used to be head of the Jeremy Monger fan club.
True.
You know, I take that with a pinch of salt. I'm sorry, mate.
Oh, Chris,
sorry.
right there. Put it right there, Chris. Go on. I don't mean Chris. I mean your knuckle sandwich.
I know what you meant. Yeah, I mean you opened that door to just let me walk through it, didn't you? Bloody hell, Wayne.
Yeah. To be honest, it's like following on from what Tom said. I think like with Daka and everything, I think the club's rewarded mediocrity or really poor attitudinal players, and I think that is a really negative, worrying environment, because the club are creating that environment that they expect their employees to deliver in. And it's also like Winks, you know, you cannot in any organisation, unless somebody does a heartfelt apology and promises to really change their attitude, have somebody like that back in the organisation. I think that was one of the nails in the coffin that maybe switch some of the young kids off and think, you know what, I don't really want to progress in this. You know, we might have state-of-the-art C grade, but, you know, me and my family see a different route, because if that's the attitude of the club and we're not getting any chances, then we'll move on.
Yeah. Can I just say, actually, at this point, you will see come up on a lot of Leicester City channels, as in LTiDtv, Final Whistle, Big Bad Leicester Boys, whatever it's, Big Strong Leicester Boys, the BTG, I don't know if I've said that or not, Leicester Fan TV, all at 3 o'clock. You'll see everything coming up on behalf of the Foxes Trust. You'll be inundated with it, saying about filling in a questionnaire. We say that we have a club that doesn't get or doesn't talk to us. Well, this is our chance to put questions to them. After Steve, I won't say harangued Top and Monica after the whole game, but he was there and he asked a lot of sensible questions and he's got them talking. Please fill that in, and it's a couple of minutes. It's on Monkey thing or whatever it is that sends them all out. Do it. Spend 5 minutes of your life. and just tell the club what you think. Keep it clean, keep it respectful. You can have a moan without having to swear, Tom. So please do.
Yes.
There was no swearing in mine when I filled it out. But no, it's a good point, Chris, because we always say we want to help and support the club, and getting your voice out there, irrelevant if you think it's listened to or not, irrelevant what we think about that. Standing up and filling out that thing's a good way to make yourself known. Yeah,
it is.
Sorry, don't you think that the questions they're really excellently worded questions that somebody's really thought about it? And I always stayed away from Fox's Trust because I thought they were troublesome, very negative, very demanding, and aggressive in the language sometimes they approach the club. But those questions were absolutely so well thought out, and I did bother to fill it in. And afterwards, I thought I'm really impressed with this questionnaire.
I think, from what I gather from Steve, there's been a change of personnel at the Foxes Trust. I can remember a couple of years ago, I actually approached a guy who I thought was still chair, and he'd actually stepped down and was nothing to do with it anymore. But he gave me the name of the guy who was in charge, and I messaged him. He couldn't do it, but a lady messaged me back saying, "Oh, I'll come on and do it." And she came on and did a show. And about a year later, I don't know whether they're there for the year or they have to be re-voted on or whatever. A year later, I sent another thing saying, "Oh, do you want to come on and do a show?" Couldn't even be bothered to reply to me. So I think it all depends on, I think at the moment, they do seem to have a good mixture there of people in the Foxes Trust. Jim, I'm going to ask you to do this now if you want to do it. Do you want to do your three things?
I do, and I'm going to just compile them to one. And I wrote it last week when you said something, and I just want to say it now. Especially, by the way, if you haven't noticed the solidarity with Wayne and I, once we noticed you were wearing your pink kit, we had to reach back into our plethora of Leicester shirts to wear them, but this is just for you. So, sorry, Tom, you were on live. I couldn't message you. So I heard you say something last week, Chris. Chris, you said, I don't want to do this again. I don't think I want to do this again. Going forward after next week, which is now, I don't want to do this. So this is what I want to say to you from us. Thank you, Chris, for this LTiD channel. Heard you say last week you wanted to do it. Think of the impact you have made and continue to make with Leicester fans. Your watch-alongs allow those fans who can't watch the games live to follow along with you and Tom calling the game. All of those in the chat and all of us presenters owe you a debt of gratitude. I mean, look at the four of us. We got to meet in person if it wasn't for this channel. You have touched so many people in what you've done. Continue to do it. We are fans of this club. We will be through thick and thin. Please continue in the future. And remember the moniker LTiD, Chris. So you just get through this. We all get through this miserable season. We'll wake up and we'll look forward to the next season. But continue to do it. And thank you, buddy, for all you do for us and all those out there.
You have me in tears in a minute. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jim. Very kind words, and I really do appreciate it. Obviously, I've got the summer to get over this, and obviously we will be back next season. Goes without saying, but very, very, very kind words, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. The reason I was asking if you wanted to do it, because I've kind of switched it around this week, and this was something I did as a show a couple of weeks ago with Clibo and Reese, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to dig it up out of the rubbish and I'm going to put it back into this show to round the series off. Before we get to that, though, I'm not going to say, and here's the break, but we're going to go through the ham sandwich performance and man of the match awards. So, I haven't had the official ones in yet, and in fairness, will it make any difference? Probably not. I'm sorry, but my ham sandwich can only go to one person today, and I know we've won it, And I almost want to do the review show tomorrow because I know Tom can't take any points off for the performances because we won, so we'd have to give proper ratings. My ham sandwich goes to Gary Rowett because what he could have done and what he did do, it was almost like giving everybody two sweets by saying, I could actually probably play some of the youngsters. No, I'll have one of those back. And Indian giver, I think they call it. But no, to me, I'm sorry. It was his. I hope it was his last game in charge, and I hope when he packs his bag that he takes Adam Sadler with him as well. So for me, the ham sandwich is Gary Rowett. Tom?
I'll chuck in Harry Winks. And I know it's a difficult one because he didn't have a bad game, but that's kind of my point. Once again, it was a typical Harry Winks game, but he's never been someone to move the needle for us. And it's time to say goodbye, Harry. Be our ham sandwich one more time, and off you pop. See you later.
Jim?
You know how I hate to agree with you, Chris, but I'm in this solidarity Chris Love Fest today. I was a little disgusted with there you go. I was a little disgusted with the lineup and the opportunity for him to play the younger players. The players are going to be around. I think Tom said it eloquently earlier. It was also not a chance to just play them, but it would have been a statement to some of the Leicester fans that this is our first step. This is our first step of understanding what we've done wrong, and we're going to show you. So I think Gary Rowett, and I don't want to say the club because he's the one who filled out the sheet, Gary Rowett missed a good opportunity for those of us who are going to be around next year. So ham sandwich, Gary Rowett. Final answer.
Well said, sir. Well said. I can't give you £1 million, though. Wayne?
I'd say both, Chris. Can I have both? Because, Rowett for the fact that Winks is on the pitch, because it's just the wrong way to go. You got the young lads and... Rowett says sometimes you can't put them in certain matches, different things like that. I don't think so the opportunity was there and he missed the opportunity. That is his MO. That is what he does. Yeah. And I think he's let the younger players down. And if I bought Seagrave and you got the young players through, I'd be pissed off that these young players are not. I'm sorry, that's my investment. What are you doing about realising its full potential? Because we've let the young kids down. And when you hear apparently Monger and Page were wanted by X, you can see them all, a lot of them going. And that really pisses me off. It does piss me off.
Yeah. Don't sit on the fence, Gray. Come out and take a side. Just out of interest, Harry Winks, 90 minutes, no goals, no tackles won. No fouls won. Made 56 passes, of which 94.6% were
sideways.
Yeah.
At least they didn't go back.
Yeah. Shot 1. Shots on target 0. Assist 0. Chances created 2. So, look, with Winks for me. I agree with everything that you said, but we possibly have got him next season. Who knows? He could come on next season and look at the season he had under Enzo. He was our player of the season. He was my purchase transfer of the season, not just for Leicester, but for the whole league. So, but
in the most expensive squad at that time, though, Chris. We didn't,
Yeah. Oh no, totally. Wayne, which one are you going for?
Winks, because I think it doesn't matter whether he does score for his money. No.
Yeah.
He doesn't move the needle. You need a central midfielder who's going to move the needle of the game for you. Jordan James, that's why he's received such accolades from us this year as fans, because he's someone that's come in. And it's wound me up all year, the fact Louis Page hasn't been considered to play in that central midfield role as a box-to-box, because he moves with the ball in a similar way to Jordan James. And Winks not being able to move the ball this year has really cost us.
He must, in rankings of the midfielders for the Championship, he must be damn low in the league for stats and...
He'll be fine for passes completed, but that's completely beside the point. That's what's held us up. There's no progression for our central midfield all season. He's been a 5 out of 10.
How many shots did Winks have?
0, wasn't it?
Zero. Oh,
One.
Louis Page, 1 shot, 1 on target, 3 chances created. Oh, okay, only 18 passes, 77% of those were on target. You know, I say it's mind-boggling how these players are still getting picked, isn't it? Right, I'm for the performance. Now, Tom, remember we've won here, so you can't knock points off because we won. I look at that performance, and it was a tale of two halves. In the first half, we looked okay.
Mm.
In the second half, we didn't. Is the only way to say it. And I think when we scored the goal, it just summed everything up because, nobody even celebrated, did they? I think the crowd was sort of like shocked.
no.
I didn't even see it. Didn't realise it had gone in.
I think Mavridini was stunned it went in.
I think he probably was. He said, "Oh shit, I've actually scored one this week." But it didn't impress me.
No, it wasn't a good performance, was it?
And I'm sorry, I can't give halves because I don't let anybody else give halves. But if I give half, I wouldn't be giving this. I'm going to go for 5 on that performance because the first half, I think we did dominate. When you looked at the stats, we were. I mean, it took them until the 36th minute to get a shot on target. They had two touches in our box. We'd have something like 18 in theirs. We were on top. All the best, Gray. We'll speak to you soon. Shows we're carrying on, by the way. Just on, obviously, watch along as well. So, 5 from me, Tom.
Well, we won the game, so they get an extra point of what I've usually done. But I also want to state something. If anyone in the football club thinks these level of performances we've seen this year are going to equate to any points next season, they've got to get it out of their heads quick. 3.
Oof. Okay. So without us winning, that performance would have got a 2 off you.
Yeah, because it was stagnant. It was a really lazy performance. I mean, the point is, we made decisions actively in that game to make the easy left to right passes I was moaning about Winks about. We've never once this season, and looking at today as one game as a snapshot of that, we've never grabbed a game by the balls. You know, and that's the problem for me. Performance is where you go out. We could lose this game 2-1, Chris. They've gone out and had a go. It'd be a 7 performance for me, but they don't do it. So
just quickly looking here, XG and Blackburn's will come first because they're the home team. XG 1.31 versus 2.71. Good God, that's nosebleed territory for us, isn't it? 2.71. And about a pink shirt, we'll have red shirts. They had 12 shots, we had 22. They had 3 on target, we had 9. The possession was 50, it was definitely Brexit, 50.1 against 49.9. They had to make 8 saves compared to Shalarchik's 4. Jim? You want to agree with me, just agree.
It just summarizes the kind of season we've had. It really does. I have always been on the higher end of the scoring because I always was optimistic. But no, Tom. I think I'm not going to agree with you, Chris. I'm going to say a 4, but I will say we were the only team that was going to score. When it was 0-0, you said it on the watch along.
Yeah.
Which team is most likely to score? And it was us. But Blackburn just laid over. I mean, they had a couple chances, but they just did not have any fight to them. And granted, we didn't either, matching their fight. But it was nice to see some players come in and get some time. But no, overall, a 4.
If I'd given a half, because you remember I said that if we were giving halves, I wouldn't have given 5. It would have actually been 4.5. But I rounded it up to 5. Wayne?
3 to be honest.
Oh, friends.
Oh, if it agreed with you, Chris, would you have said that though?
No.
You would have got the video. It would have been the.
Yeah, I would have said, what a man of amazing knowledge you are.
I know, my lover. You change about you do.
True.
I know. Yeah, 3, mate. It's like Tom said. I just think I put a couple of words down there: drab, flat. I mean, why were you guys talking about everything apart from the game? Because it was a shit game. It was a shit game. When we attack, we don't attack with intent. It's either players don't believe they can actually score. Like Tom said, Mabadida, it was like, oh my God, I've scored a goal. Yeah. And Louis Page is different to that. And I just think it's the malaise has infected our team, and we need to have a real clear out and a fresh approach. And 3, because it's like, 1-1 each against Chef Wednesday, and we're congratulating ourselves. Blackburn are a poor side, apart from Campbell. Campbell did change things for them. They're just a very average side, and I don't want us to congratulate us for, celebrating the mediocre, because there's too much of it.
Yeah. Fair enough. Man of the match. It was only a 45-minute performance again. That's the problem. And I do feel like I'm giving a lot of my scores and the picking of man of the match. A lot of it's all on the first half, because in that second half we were under pressure. And if it had been a team, and Tom I think that made the point, if it had been a team that was higher up the league, we wouldn't have come out of that with anything. And I think, in fairness to what you were saying, Wayne, I think we decided right at the start that we weren't going to commentate on the game. We'd already jokingly said about Chris and what have you, and then I forgot to mention salt and vinegar at half time, because you'd said about that in the group chat. Look, to me, I can only go. I can't believe I'm going to say AU, so I'm not.
I was like, Christ, what game are you watching to say Jordan Ayew? I was barely watching it, but it definitely wasn't Jordan Ayew.
I can only go for one player, and I think he's made fucking difference since he's come back, and that is Harry Souttar. To me, he was up there. He could have got a goal. He was a threat at corners, which is something we haven't had, even when we had Vestergaard play. And I know he got a goal from a corner. Yeah, every calendar's right one day a month, isn't it? So, but Souttar, he for me, if he doesn't go, and I hope he doesn't go, captain next year. And I don't usually like defenders as captain. I prefer midfielders. But captain next year, look, you see what he's done. We could turn him into a Steve Walsh, if we're struggling or we need something up front, bring an extra defender on at the back and send him up front. So for me, there's nobody else in there really but Harry Souttar. Tom?
I'll go Louis Page. I like Louis Page, how he moved the ball on the pitch. I think it was nice to see a football player in a Leicester shirt this season run with the ball and try and make something happen with it, which is something I've not seen anyone apart from JJ do this year. So, so I'll go for Louis Page and hope he sticks around here.
No, that's a good, actually, in fairness, that's a good shout, Tom. That is a good shout. Jim?
In my mind, no other one. Number 9 on the score sheet, number 1 in your heart, Jordan Ayew.
Look, I tell you what, somebody else that won't be back next season.
It was nice working with you guys. See you later. No,
we'll have a Canadian on the show next year. No, joking.
I've just got Jim's contract here.
We get paid. What's
no, it's just a contract, but you don't get paid.
So, all right, I'm just winding it up, Liz. That was for you. I really, Harry Souttar, I think since he's been back has made a big difference. But I really liked, I put something in our chat, I really liked the way that him and Vestergaard played together. And I really think having those two reminded me of the towers, the twin towers we had in the championship 10 long years ago. So I think since I went Harry Suter last week and you went Harry Suter this week, and the fact he took a free kick that wasn't nice, I'm going to go with Yannick Vestergaard. I'll give him a little shout out at the end because I think those two across the season playing together would have been a big difference. But I'm like you. God, let's have Harry Suter on our team next year, and he could be a leader playing the way he's played the last couple of weeks. But we'll give it to the big Dane.
I have to say, he did nothing wrong. What I loved about him, when there was all panic going on in the Leicester defence, and he had this Blackburn guy running towards him with the ball, he literally just stuck his foot out.
Yep.
Well, I'll have that.
I'll take that.
And that free kick, who knew? I think Tom called in this. Who knew we had David Beckham in the side? You know, I mean, the guy, fair play. Again, a fairly decent shout. I can't argue with you as much as I want to.
It would literally show the complete incompetence of this football club if he was our best free kick taker when he found out on the final day of the season. Literally. It would just sum it up.
You've seen the standard of our free kicks, and we actually do have a set-piece coach, you know. Wayne, are you going to actually go for a different one completely and have a set of 4 different ones?
I could if I was delusional, but I'm not. You can't argue with those two. I love Louis Page. He's been shorted this season.
I would like to see him go off.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That guy has got it, and why Rowett, in all his experience, hasn't given him more of a chance. That is chicken. That is chicken. He's shitting over his job. But it is Suter, you know, like the guy said. I mean, they had a corner, and Suter was not only sorting what was around him, he was telling them, it was ordering like 5, you get on him, you get on him. He also, on corners, he was making sure that their attackers were marked and he was free. So he was free to go and attack the header. So that's really good organisation there. He's great on the ball, and he looks really calm. You know, you look at him all the time, and even in the pressure situations, he's one of those leaders you want because you don't shit his pants and shout at people and lose his rag. He's just a level-headed guy. And I hope what Dorco said isn't true, that he hates Leicester, because the thought that crossed my mind how people say people are playing for the move away from Leicester. I really hope he sees his future at Leicester because we need that guy. We need him.
That's a big part of the problem we got going into next season. I hope the club has the honesty and transparency from the director of football down to go to the players and say, honestly, do you actually want to be here? Because if you don't, there's no point, because we've seen the effect of keeping people who don't want to be here.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why you would hate the club, because we have looked after him. All right, I suppose you can throw this back at me and say, Wayne.
Well, we signed him, chucked him in a relegation team, then he dropped out of the team, then he got sent out on loan. It's similar to Koulibaly, his start here.
Yes, it was, but he also, we've looked, you know, he's been injury prone, and you know he's been collecting wages off us while he's been injured. You know, funnily enough, when he got injured at Sheffield United, we took him back. You know. It works one way, obviously not the other. But I would hope he would sort that. Right, there we go then. So I've not got the official one in, and I'm not going to hang around. It's probably stuck in traffic somewhere. Is our main man. Right, we're going to end with this one then. So I do not want any double ups. So I don't want any football friends or anybody saying, oh, I was going to say that, whatever. But I am going to ask you this. I am going to give you. Do you fancy you three fancy having a rub?
Excuse me?
Not particularly.
He just had him in Turkey.
If there's cameras in the room, I'm not interested.
Well, I think this is why Wayne had covered his camera up earlier, to be honest with you. In case any of you do, I'll just say it's got the pro out there. I'm
What a
going
season.
to get the genie out of the little cup, whatever they call it. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do, I'm going to give you each 3 wishes. And part of those 3 wishes, 3 things that you hope for our club next season that they could do. So, not promotion, yes, we know that sort of thing, but 3 things that we can, that you would want our club to do. And in fairness, I'm going to switch things round and I'm going to start with Wayne.
Champions League football. No, sorry, we're talking about reality.
Yes, I know it's hard to face
I know.
reality, isn't it? But
one thing I do think is going to happen is that with the new appointments and the structure and the football, I do think we carry on moving in that direction. That starts to take effect. So rather than just 2 people running Leicester, it looks like there's going to be 4 people running Leicester, and I think that's a good thing. So that's the wish that's kind of I think is already happening. Second leg, get rid of all the shit.
No. Just give me one.
Okay,
but something. Well, all right, that's not officially happened yet. So how would you describe that one wish?
So more joined up thinking.
Joined up thinking.
As in like a strategy.
Yeah, okay, let me put that down. That sounds good, doesn't it? Strategy. Jim, we'll do 1 each and then we'll give everybody a chance to do it. Jim, what's your first one?
I would say it starts with a manager with balls, a manager that has the strength to see the players that he has and realize their strengths and shortcomings and play them accordingly. Do not be afraid to make changes if changes need to be made. Manage your team like a leader would manage your team. And I think we just need that. I think it starts with the manager.
Yeah. Tom?
I'll go for a slightly left field one to bounce off those. I would like us to look at the sports science and medical department. I think there's been a lot left on the table there. When we were like 10 years ago, we were probably at the cutting edge to the point where clubs like Liverpool looked at us and what we were doing to take things away from them. We need to get back to being hot on that because it's very much apparent to me. We've had a problem with injuries at this football club. We seem to be hiring the wrong players to come into the football club. I think the sports science and the medical coaches needs a refresh and needs to be sorted out, so we're at the top of our game for that.
We've gone back and got Adam Sadler for some unknown reason. Do we not go back and try and talk David Rennie into coming back, or Dave Rennie, into coming back?
I would love that to happen. Yeah, I think Dave Rennie is someone who would lead it in the right way. I think the problem is that the club got disjointed behind the scenes. And I think, unfortunately, when fragmentation happens, you sometimes end up in different armies and groups, don't you? And I think, unfortunately, Dave Rennie was probably in the wrong group because the group that's still here is the one that contains John Rudkin, right? So, I think that's a big part of the problem potentially. And yeah, I would like to see that, or at least I'd like him to advise the next generation. You could argue the same with Steve Walsh and recruitment, couldn't you?
Yeah, I saw him on a podcast the other day. I was nearly in tears. Wayne, your second? I know I've thrown this on you, but
honestly, the second I would say, linked to the first, is really analyse what kind of manager you want. So, in other words, are you going to carry on down the line of 4-2-3-1? Because although people blame Pep, he developed a squad that he took stars from other teams and got them, like Mahrez, he got them to squad players. He got them to accept that they were part of the overall system. And he was able to meld the quality and the steel, like Rodri in midfield. And he then changed. He then changed from the 4-2-3-1. Gundogan was the main guy who scored most of the goals one season from midfield for Man City. Then what did he do? He goes and signs Erling Haaland. Massive striker, hold the ball up, super strong, super quick. So football evolves. That's why the long throws comes back in. Arsenal do all the set pieces. So we want a fluid, clever, forward-thinking football manager, definitely. And the ethos throughout the thing, yeah. So it's the attitude of not being rigid in your tactics and philosophy.
Jim?
I wish for a real striker, a player that can put the ball in the back of the net, a player that will wreak havoc with the opponent's defense, a player that could move and bring players with him to create opportunities. But first and foremost, put the ball in the back of the net. It's a shame that we've had no fear. We've showed no, I mean, other teams had no fear for us scoring this year from the striker position because we've had nothing there. So please, genie in the bottle, give us a striker, a real striker.
I can say that when we've been talking about AU. I think
No.
that's very unfair of you. Tom?
I'd like to see us change our set piece coaches. I think next season it's going to be similar to this one in that there's going to be teams that are going to low block us and we're going to have to try and play through them, and set pieces become crucial as part of your way to break down a team. Then we've seen little flutters of short corners and stuff this year, which I wish they continued more with. We've seen changing of the guard of who's doing what when it comes to taking our set pieces. It seems chaotic and disorganized and completely ineffective, and this year it could have gained us an extra 10 points if we'd actually focused on it more, or we had the right people doing it. So for me, I'd like a wish that we get our set pieces sorted.
Okay. Wayne, your third and final one.
Is a reward and kind of punishment or penalty thing. So reward attitude, application and bravery on players, especially when it comes from the young kids, and cut out and eradicate mediocrity, lack of proper attitude, and sometimes just plain shitty attitude. That's it.
Totally, yeah. Jim, now that Wayne's brought his sadomasochism room into it.
Well, I think what I'm going to say applies to what we talked about from what Wayne said, and we talked about others. I want a captain that's a leader. I want someone on the field that leads. We have given that armband to different players, and they're not true captains. They're not leaders. We need a leader on the field, whether we think it could be a Harry Suter if he stays, a Luke Thomas, or somebody, whoever's coming back. It's got to be someone that leads the team. So when he sees one of his teammates not doing something, he can say right to him, that's got to stop. You need to step up. Or, hey, keep it up. Keep it up. We need a leader and a real captain.
100%. 100%. That is something we definitely have not got. And again, that's something I brought up with Rob Tanner. Tom, your third and final one?
Very similar to what Jim was saying. I was just going to piggyback off it, but I want to see a team that does its talking on the pitch, because the amount of times this year we've seen press conferences from players and Instagram posts, and none of it means anything because of performance on the pitch. You need to switch that narrative over the summer. There needs to be no need to really say anything because you're doing your talking with the football at your feet. And I want to see that in Leicester City again. I want to see a team that plays with a little bit of passion rather than looking like it's the last thing they want to do on a Saturday is turn up at the King Power Stadium and be in front of our fans. So yeah, I'd just like to see that and see where that gets us, because that's got us a long way as a football club in the past 20 years, hasn't it?
Yeah. Hey, Chris, Jeff had a good one on there. If you look, a team where players work for each other.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm just been listening to yours there, because I got asked this when I was on Talk Sport a couple of weeks ago. What would our wishes be? I'm going to hit you with mine now. I hope we take advantage of getting relegated and don't just stick a plaster over a really, really major operation. This gives us the chance to have a clear out. This gives us a chance to get rid of, and I'm not just talking players here, I'm talking coaching staff. I'm talking, whether, whoever's doing the massage or whoever's mowing the lawn isn't mowing it right. Everything is looked at and if they're not, if they're not doing a good job, Adam Sadler, get rid of. Let's get the best that we can get. We've started to make that way. Monica looks like she knows what she's talking about. The guy that's doing the finances seems to be on the ball as well. I know he's the one that's sort of been making getting us in the right way. Hopefully Top can do something as well, and the new technical director of football or whatever he was. I'm also tying that into moving Andy King back down to the under-21s, because I think that's where he will have more effect. This isn't his job, even in the League One now. It's too soon for him. Get him down to what he does best, which is the youngsters, and get him into there. So, and I'm tying that in with my next point, which is movement between squads. I do not want to see the same 11 week in, week out. Let's see some fluidity. Let the players know that if they're doing well at one level, they get to move up. And not just to go and sit on the bench and, I thought I'd give him a taste of what it was like to be in the first team. And we got on the coach, did he? Oh, wow, sort of thing. Let's see some fluidity. Let's see some, the more youngsters getting onto the bench, but let's see them getting onto the pitch as well. The last two I've got here, because I did go for 4, because it's my channel, so I don't give a shit. Well, no, there was the last one I thought about afterwards. But my big one is I want the club to communicate with the fans. Whether it's good or whether it's bad. Talk to us. Because all that you do by keeping quiet, and I've joked about this so many times, that we know more about what the KGB are up to than what KP are up to. It is absolutely, and people say, well, that's the Thai way. Well, there's a saying we have here, Mr. Top. It's when in Rome. And this club is not in Thailand. This club and its supporters are in the United Kingdom. Talk to us. Because, believe it or not, we love the club and we want to know what's going on. I go all the way back to Brendan Rodgers when he thought he was getting some money for a rebuild and it didn't happen. We did not find out until you stuck a few lines in your chairman's talk in the programme on the deadline day when we're playing Man United, and he said we couldn't afford to buy anybody because of PSL coming from UEFA, and we were hoping to get into Europe again that season. Oh, we wished. If you'd have come out and said at the start, guys, this is what is happening, this is where we are, we're going to have to really try and make do with what we've got and maybe some youngsters, everybody would have gone, fair enough. Well, not everybody, but you know what I mean. We understand now why you're doing that. But they didn't. And so for 4 or 5 months, resentment just brewed, and it makes it worse. So I want to see not improved communication. I just want to see some communication at all. And I want the management, whether that's Top, well, I want John Rudkin gone, but that's another one. And I want Top, whoever he appoints next, Jim had it, a manager with balls, but I also want Top to back that manager.
Yeah.
Because if you bring a manager in and he starts the first 4 or 5 games and we don't win a game, don't sack him, stick with him. I'm not saying Steve Cooper would have kept us up at all, but stick with him. Or take it, don't. He gets it wrong. If he sacks a manager early, then he gets it wrong, because of who he brings in. Then he doesn't sack a manager soon enough, and we end up getting relegated. I know it's a difficult thing, but start backing the manager over the players. That's all I'm asking for on that one.
That apply if we reappoint Ruud van Nistelrooy, Chris?
We stuck with him too long, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And again, that was FFP.
We had no idea who we wanted to appoint when we needed a manager, Chris. That's a big part of the problem. I think it'd be easier to stick with a manager if you had a good idea going into it, who you actually bloody well wanted. they don't seem to know.
I think Top knows the style of manager he wants. Well, good luck with planning to play tippy-tappy football in League One. We won't have any players because they'll all have broken fucking legs, So, get that out of your head, Top, for a start, And look, it's very easy as a fan to say, do this, do that, isn't it? It's not our money and it's not, we don't have to make those really, really big decisions. But,
Can you imagine Winks? Can you imagine Winks in League One? How many people will want to crop him?
100%. I mean,
that's going to be great TV.
Hopefully he. And I know no other ground in the country where fans are cheering when their own player gets taken out. Wow. But anyway, look, if we all had fairy godmothers, we'd win the Premier League next season. But we know it's not going to happen. It has been an emotional ride. It hasn't even been a roller coaster because I can't remember many ups, to be honest with you. It was all downs. Tom, as always, so you have supported me very, very well, and I thank you for that. Jim, I'll give you some stick. I know, being from America, but what can you do? You're American. But thank you very, very much. And look, you're right up there. Anything I say about Americans, you and Nate are up there at the top of the prediction league. So fair play to you on that. And thank you for all your support as well. Wayne, look, you jump on more than a cowboy jumps on a horse, and you've helped me out so many times. There will be, I don't know what you're thinking about jumping on, but there we go. Thank you all very, very much. We're going to be doing a lot of shows coming up. I've got a show on Where Does the Blame Lie? That's in the pipeline. We've got the Rotten Tomatoes Awards show, and then a bit of a break before we get to the World Cup, and we'll be doing some World Cup things. I think it's where the World Cup. It's I know they're trying to send the World Cup to countries where they try to develop the game.
Here we go. Go ahead.
What?
You bashing Canada or are you bashing Mexico? Which one?
Yeah, don't you go bashing Canada, my friend. I'll get my stick on you. You watch out.
Maybe the America sandwich. Look, World Cup. Good luck to America. Good luck to Canada. I think England are going to need luck. I don't think we're going to do our normal sort of pretend to look good. But yeah, all the shows will continue over the summer, guys, whether it's England, World Cup. There will be a daily World Cup show that we'll be doing just to keep fans up to date with the news with Craig from Bournemouth. But this is the last one, guys. Certainly when it comes to watch-alongs. It says there, have you checked out where Bromley is, everybody?
I hadn't Googled it yet, but thank you for that. I assumed it was somewhere near Liverpool, so...
I think you're wrong end of the country. I think it's somewhere near London.
I know now, yeah.
Yes. But no, thank you all, four of you very much. Thank to everybody. Look, all the regulars that are in, Jeffson, Dwarskis, Planet Earth. But I have not seen you for a long time. How are you doing? Gray as well has been a fantastic mod. Thank you, Gray, all season.
Happy birthday, Gray.
Have a good one. Raise a glass to us.
And mind if you just say something as well, Chris? Like when I first discovered your channel with Craig and Kate and Dave, it was the chat that really, the banter in the chat and the camaraderie, the jokes. Sometimes when you're watching a shit game, you look in the chat and you just have a good laugh. It's just great therapy.
It is. I should be charging like 57, 80 quid an hour, shouldn't I, really, for this?
And it is ultimately a channel is made up by its community that's a part of it. And we're very lucky here, because we have the same people turning up every week. So, guys, thank you for watching me this year. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. But we will be back off season. We've got a Football Manager show to plan. That's going to be interesting. Oh, yeah. Football Manager versus reality. 6-7. What can I say?
Oh, look at you.
I don't even know what that means. I've just seen it on the news. Please do all the normal things. Click the like button, subscribe, click that notification bell, because especially during off season, you will see that we don't stop sending me dick pictures, Jim, will you?
Whoa! I wanted to see the Fantastic Four one more time before we have a summer off.
Sorry, were you on about Mary Poppins there, Chris? Dick Van Dyke, were you?
Hey. Indeed, you can clean my chimney anytime.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Click that notification bell. Don't forget, all the shows apart from the watch-alongs are also on podcasts. Thanks to everybody in the chat, like I say. Click the notification bell because during the summer, you won't know when the shows are coming because they're not going to be regular, unlike my toilet habits, which are. Thanks a lot, everybody. I will see you on the other side. Take care. Goodbye.
The Weekend Breakfast Show, 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. Saturday and Sunday with DJ Foz on Dorset's Riviera Radio.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.